at the Pine Room Podcast on YouTube. You can see us here in the studio, see us milling about, seeing us here in the studio, put some faces with some names, and you can see the Watchdog head here as we kick off this Thursday show. Follow us on social media. We're at the Pine Room Podcast. If you don't know who we are, if you're just tuning in for the very first time, you're in for a happy-go-lucky treat today. We're going to talk about some serious stuff, some relaxed stuff, some funny stuff, some different stuff. But we got a lot to cover. You can follow us at the Pine Room Podcast on all social media. That's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you find your podcast. You can listen to us there. We're just releasing episode 51 today, so if you want to go listen right now, you can listen at Spotify, Apple, like I said, anywhere you find podcasts. So that's episode 51, our actual year anniversary episode. Technically, it was episode 52, but we missed a week. But it's our year episode, and we are excited to keep doing what we're doing. You can email us. We still didn't get an email yet, so if you want to email us, contact thepineroompodcast.com. Send us any comments, concerns, questions you want to discuss here on the air, maybe on our podcast or somewhere else, or maybe you got some ideas for things we could do, places we could go. We've been to the penitentiary. We've been to Karen Bauer's into their fridge with all their beer. We've been to a bunch of different places to do podcasts, so maybe you got an idea for where we can go next. And then finally, you can go to thepineroomshop.com. That's thepineroomshop.com and get yourself some gear, get yourself some fun stuff. We got shirts, hoodies, long sleeve shirts, hats, bucket hats. We're coming out with some new stuff, some summer package stuff, some tank tops, some shorts, visors, some tote bags, some beach towels. All kind of stuff is coming up soon once the summer weather rolls around. I don't think we're quite worthy of putting it out yet. I was cleaning some frost off my window this morning, off my windshield this morning, so I don't know whether we should be putting summer stuff out. But it's coming around the corner, and before you know it, we're going to be talking about all things happening in the summer. But like I said, Matt will be joining us here shortly. Where he's got some busy things to do. He's still working a real job. Maybe one day he can do this for a living, but for right now, he's got to make ends meet. So for a little rundown of the show, I'm here with Jarrett and Coach in the studio, and as well as the Watchdog head. You can see that on YouTube. But we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, some local stuff, worldwide talk. We got our time machine, 2 lies and a Florida guy. We got birthdays, movies in history, music in history, weddings, deaths, all kinds of stuff. We got, as far as our topics today, we're going to talk about some breathing issues, shoe issues, bodies in Wheeling and Lake Mead, unfriendly skies, and Russian spies. All that coming up on today's Pine Room Podcast on the Watchdog. We're going to be having E.J. Shawdzinski here in the studio to talk about everything that happened last week. We had an awesome week with him. Got to sit up here while he was in Evansville, running around getting guests and broadcasting the actual games, West Liberty's games in the Division II state tournament, the national tournament. So we really appreciate everything he does, and we want to catch up with him actually on here in the studio. And then we're also going to be talking to Will Yoakum, who is now a national champ and somebody that we are eager to hear from after his game against West Liberty. So we're going to be calling him here towards the later half of the show, but we're going to talk to him. And then we got some men and women's Final Four talk, some MLB and WrestleMania for our wrestling fans out there. I know Dan from Slobovia loves WrestleMania and WWE, and I'm sure he'll call in and give us some talk. And then the NFL win totals that were posted yesterday, so we are going to talk about a lot of stuff. So, Coach and Jarrett, what are your thoughts on today?
Opening day baseball. That's the big excitement around the country today. 15 games, all 30 teams are in action. We kick it off at 1:05 with the Giants at the Yankees, also the Braves at the Nats. Those are the 2 games that kick off the MLB season. And then our beloved Buccos, Jarrett and Chris's beloved Buccos, head to Cincinnati today to open up against the Cincinnati Reds. That's Mitch Keller against Hunter Green.
Yeah, Jarrett, we got a caller, speak of the devil. Dan from Slobovia has a question for you, Jarrett.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, I got a question. I bought this package from Bill Bryson at Uniglobe where you get to go to the Cincinnati Reds game, and then you go over to Canton to see a team called the Savannah Bananas. I put $500 on the Savannah Bananas to be at 500 during the All-Star break. Is that a good idea to to lay that kind of money down on the Savannah Bananas? I'm leaning towards the World Series. How many games do you think Savannah Bananas would win?
Well, the Savannah Bananas, they're a really interesting team to think about. I don't know if they're going to be playing any MLB teams, but I think they'll win all their games.
I think they're like the Globetrotters, Dan. I think they never lose. They never lose. But
I'm not to interrupt you. I know you're a very intelligent person. You went to that Harvard on the Hill, that West Liberty School. But I got a question about the hamburgers. They have hamburgers, and they have one donut and another donut, and they put the hamburger in the middle, and they are so good, I hear.
Well, that sounds delicious. That sort of takes care of breakfast and lunch all in one meal. So,
well, Dan, what I was going to ask you, talking about that crazy meal, what is the national dish of Slobovia?
Beans and rice.
Hearty.
Well, we get a lot of feedback into the river from the milk factory. We
over in Ferry.
Different things. Yeah, over in Ferry. Yeah, sometimes there's a little overflow that comes back into the river. But what the national color is, and the flag is made of tie-dye. Old Grateful Dead T-shirts that we find along the way up towards the dam. Up towards the dam, you get a lot of good products. There's fish in there. Where they get, where the locks are. You get that. And sometimes you go over and you get some really good. There's a chair or a couch in there. I bring over
shopping cart.
The river. Oh, well, you can never have enough shopping carts. My buddy Willie, he has a pickup truck, and he goes to alleys, and he gets, he brings me hot water tanks, and we make bongo drums out of them. We have a full, remember back in the old days, you probably don't remember this because you're not over 100 years old, but there used to be an amusement park down that road. You still there?
Where's that at?
In Slobovia?
On Slobovia.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've seen actually, Dan, I've seen pictures of that, and it looked like a lot of fun. It's a shame it's still not there, but I'm sure you guys have all kind of fun things you do in Slobovia.
I bring people over in boats, and we try to find the Goonies treasure, but we've never found the treasure. We're always looking. I got one of them big metal detectors, and But the real reason I'm calling is, do you know who the son of a plumber is?
I
The son
don't.
of the plumber was the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And Dusty Rhodes' son, they're making him wear polka dots now, and he's going to wrestle in WrestleMania. He's going to wrestle that Roman Reigns. And I hope that Dusty Rhodes' son, because you know what? He's the friend of the jet flying, limousine riding, flying in the jet, son of a gun, baby kissing, woman loving, woo, Ric Flair. Have a good day.
All right,
Thank you,
Dan.
Dan.
All right,
Unbelievable.
Dan. Hey, well, Dan, call back in a little bit, and because I'm sure once Matt gets here, we're going to be talking about some WrestleMania. But always good to check in with Dan from Slobovia. Jarrett, what? I don't know much about the Savannah Bananas, but everything I see about them, they're more on TikTok than I see them on any highlights of anything.
Well, yeah, they used to be just a college summer league. Down in Savannah, Georgia. They were in the, I believe they were in the Coastal Plains League, in which we played at that field where the Ashboro Copperheads and the Macon Bacon. They were a bunch of different college teams in the summer, and then they kind of just ditched that whole thing, ditched all their sponsors and everything, and said, we're going to do what we want to do, and they called it Banana Ball, and they've just now become this, they're like the Globetrotters of baseball, and they just go around and play banana ball.
Didn't you say you wanted to play for them?
I thought it would be awesome to play for them. Them or the Macon Bacon. And now they have another team called the Party Animals that they wear pink, and then the Bananas wear yellow.
Well, I see them. I always see them. They're like making videos during the game.
Yeah, they make videos. One time they lit somebody's bat on fire and hit the ball while the bat was on fire. Like they do all just kind of things that people want to see to make baseball more fun, and it's absolutely blown up over the last few years. I actually really kind of enjoy watching it.
And Job, if a fan catches a foul ball, the batter's out.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. The place goes nuts. Like
Well-
everybody wears a glove so they can catch a foul
See, now,
ball.
now that's fun. I would like that. That's fun. They should do that in the MLB. Do some fun stuff like that.
Oh,
That'd be
it
really
just
cool.
goes on. I was a pitcher on stilts the other day. He was like 9 foot tall.
Yeah, they do the stilts. I'm trying to think of some other things they did.
Well,
they were playing ping pong in left field one time.
And then they changed like hockey lines changed. Like with 2 outs in a certain inning, that all 9 guys change. And the 9 guys run off, and nine new guys run out on the field.
So they're not worried about taking up too much time?
No, but they play fast. They play real fast. The pitcher throws. It's not. It doesn't drag on. They go real fast. The games go quickly, but it's.
Don't they do the Halloween games? They all dress up? Is that a
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah, I mean they do. There's so much stuff that they've done and then they have like Johnny Damon went and played for him recently. Some other big leaguers go down and they'll play, or ex big leaguers go down and play for him, and it's just their big thing was that they ditched all of their sponsors, so they didn't have to worry about anybody being critical of what they did, and then it was just like we're gonna do what we want, and now it's just blown up. So
yeah, and if anybody's not ever seen it, look it up online. Savannah Bananas. And Dan was right. Bill Bryson does have trips that go that Savannah Bananas are part of the trip, which I think that would be a hoot. And I think they get sold out crowds almost every night.
Yeah,
So those guys have hit the jackpot with that. They've definitely they've struck it rich with that. That was a great. I don't know who come. I think it was one certain guy. I bet Matt would know who the guy is that came up with the idea. He's like their general manager, or he's like the guy that runs everything, and I think the guy must be a genius to have come up with that, because it's caught on everywhere. I think everybody wants to go see him, and then probably teams want to play him too.
I found that the general manager, Jared Orton, is that right?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yep.
Yeah, well, he was the assistant general manager of his hometown Burlington Royals, and then in 2013. After 2013, he became the general manager for the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. But anyway, baseball kicks off today. The regular baseball, that play by the regular rules, other than some of the rules have changed. Heard Bobby and Howard talking about the rule changes this morning on their show. It's going to be interesting to see how these rule changes affect the game. They say it shaved like what, Jarrett, 23 minutes off?
Yeah, 25 minutes or so. I mean, some
the,
even. There's a video going around right now of a few years ago, Pedro Baez for the Dodgers. Before he threw one pitch, there was an entire inning played this year in spring training. So
wait, what?
So yeah, a guy for the Dodgers. A couple of years ago, his name's Pedro Baez. He's one of the worst relievers ever. Before he threw a pitch, there was an entire inning played. Compared it.
What took him so long?
Stepped off.
Mess with the rods and bag.
Guy stepped out of the batter's box, and then then he threw one pitch and the inning was over.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm interested. Anybody has any thoughts? Call in and give us your thoughts as we kick off. We're about a half hour away from opening day, and once again, the Giants at the Yanks and the Braves at the Nationals open up this MLB season, and our Buccos head to Cincinnati at 4:10. And if you don't know, we have a show called Bettor's Last Stand. Matt and myself, Chris, and then Jarrett called in this past week, along with Sam Pavlik, their cousin, and we gave all our baseball futures, the win totals, what we liked as far as like the Pirates are 68.5. Will they win over 68.5? I think the Dodgers are like at 90. What are the Dodgers like at 95?
95.5, I believe.
Yeah. So, and each team has obviously a projected win total, and you can bet it obviously before the first pitch today. And we like a few a lot. We have a couple that we really like a lot. We both like the Nationals under their total. Jarrett and Chris like the Pirates over their total. I think Bobby Slider likes the Pirates over too. I heard him say today that they will not lose 100. I think that's a pretty safe bet. I think they have improved enough not to lose 100. I don't think they can be in any run for a wild card or division title, but I think they will be slightly improved, not by much, but a little bit. And then there's some other ones we like that if you want to check it out, it's on our website, and it's called Bettor's Last Stand. We do it every week and give out our best plays of the week, and we've actually done pretty well. So, and our futures have done really well. Actually, in college football, we were up a whole bunch of. Matt has that information. We were up a bunch. I think in the college football and actually in the pros too, pro football, and then NBA winding down. I had some futures I liked that are I think I'm 5-2-1 on the fence right now with the NBA futures. That I think it was what, Jarrett, like 6 games left.
Yeah, I think next week it wraps up, but there's a lot of that the West right now is really crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a huge NBA guy, but I've really kind of drawn some interest to the West. There's like I think 10 teams that are within a game of each other, so that should be pretty fun coming down the wire. But I'm more excited about opening day here. They got the Yankees and Giants on the TV right now, getting ready to go. I'm fired up. I'm ready for some Bucko baseball.
Yeah, well, today we'll see. We'll see how things get started out at high school and college baseball. College, I think they're about 30 games in by now,
yeah,
aren't they?
at least the Mountaineers beat Marshall this week
for
a midweek
9-7, I think. And
yeah,
they open up with Kansas State this weekend, and
which is weird. They open up Big 12 play this weekend.
Everybody else, I think, was
last weekend. So I guess they had their bye week. I guess is what you'd want to call it. But they played Xavier last week. Have you seen this guy for West Virginia, J.J. Weatherholt? Have you heard about him?
I heard Tony Caridi talking about him on their last broadcast against Marshall. I guess he must be a real
He
stud.
is absolutely incredible what this guy's doing right now. He right now probably one of the best hitters in the country. I'll read some of his stats real quick. This year, through 25 games, he has, 48 hits, a .462 batting average, 30 RBIs, 24 stolen bases already.
Wow.
This guy's
what
doing.
grade's he in?
He is a junior, I believe.
He's a junior, so I'm sure he's getting some.
No, excuse me, sophomore.
He's only a sophomore. Wow. Well, he's one of the big reasons the Mountaineers are ranked 24th in the country right now. They're off to probably the best start under Coach Mazey in the 5 years he's been there. I think he's been there 5 years, but they're off to a great start. Would like to get down and see them play. The Big 12 again. They head to Kansas State this weekend, and once again, baseball kicking off. We're going to wrap up basketball. We got the Final Four, the NIT final tonight. The Final Four women tomorrow night. That's LSU and Virginia Tech, and Iowa and South Carolina, and then Saturday the Final Four. FAU and San Diego State early, and then Miami and Connecticut are the late game on Saturday, and then the women wrap it up Sunday, and the men wrap it up Monday, and that'll pretty much put basketball, other than the NBA, to bed, and then we'll talk spring sports. And to wrap up the basketball, E.J. Shadzinski is going to join us here probably in about an hour. We're going to get his perspective on the tournament and how awesome he was, and get his take on Bryce Butler entering the transfer portal. And then we get to talk to Will Yoakum, co-MVP of the National Elite Eight tournament and national champion, so that's going to be exciting to talk to him. So.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, we got to take a break right now. Remember, stay tuned in. Keep that dial right locked in where it is. I'm still getting used to my radio DJing terms, but we got local, worldwide talk, time machine, birthdays, space news, movies, music, deaths, 2 lies and a Florida guy. I was told to play that from Jared. I was told to give that one. But let's go, Bucks. We're back here in the studio of the Pine Room Podcast on the Watchdog. Like Bartholomew Hunt himself from Almost Heroes, Matt joins us from across great mountains and rivers and valleys. He conversed with Chief Two Roads, and he is now here in the studio. Welcome back, Matt.
Thank you. I did have to navigate one river, the Ohio River, and a lot of potholes.
I was going to say many roads.
Yeah,
Many roads.
Every time I pull into the lot, I look and make sure that my tires aren't punctured down to where I'm driving on the rim. So, so if it has any air in it, it's a good day. So, yeah, it's a good day anyway. We got MLB opening day, as you guys are talking about. Nice to hear Dan from Slobovia checking in. Excited to talk to EJ and Will Yoakum later in the show. We did. I heard you mention Bettor's Last Stand yesterday, Coach, and just some of our baseball bets and some of the things we went with for today's card. Did you guys start giving out plays for today? I know you had a couple that you liked yesterday. I had circled for you. You like the Orioles and the Cubs and Brewers under, I think was 2, and then you and Jarrett were at odds on the Reds and Pirates. Are you backing the Reds today?
Yeah, I'm playing the Reds with Hunter Green. I think Hunter Green's going to be one of the better pitchers in the National League, and we'll see about Mitch Keller. You know, that's still a big question mark, but I think the Reds will beat them today. But Jarrett, I have to tell you, and I have to tell Chris, yesterday I've been doing a lot of studying, a lot of soul searching, a lot of asking questions, and I ended up betting the Pirates over their win.
Oh, no. Yeah, I just put it in. I just put it in right now.
It was very, very difficult to push that button, but I had to root against them last year, and that was difficult to do. So this year I'm going to root every game for them, and hopefully that we can get over 68.5.
You succumbed to the pressure, huh?
Yeah, I did. It took me a long time. It was the last future bet I made today.
Well, I got a warning for Jarrett, Soup, Chris. If it doesn't go well, guess who's getting blamed for it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's not going to be Say this time of year.
It's not going to be the Pirates themselves. It's going to be us.
No, it won't be Shelty.
Well,
yeah,
we'll see. A long, long, long season, guys. So,
oh, yeah. 162. That's why we play them.
But
yeah, we'll be at the Pine Room watching the pennant races by the time the season ends.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Starting in March, and then we got to go all the way to October.
Chris just texted me. He said, yes, let's go Bucks.
Yes.
Chris might have taken off work today and driven out to Cincinnati. I haven't seen him in a couple days.
I think he has a couple stores over, not quite to Cincinnati.
He may be over there. Chris, if you're at Riverfront, at Great
American.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'll get it eventually. 304-214-1600. If you're going to a Major League Baseball game today or watching one or betting one or listening to one, call us. Tell us about it. Tell us what you like. Tell us who your team is. Tell us what you think of the Pirates lineup. Jarrett, let's break that down right now. What are you got? O'Neill, Cruz leading off.
Cruz leading off.
Cruz, Reynolds, McCutchen, Santana is your top 4.
Yeah, and then
it gets a little bit iffy.
Is it
Smith and Jigba?
Yeah.
Hayes, Sawinski, Bay, and Hedges. That's where it gets. After about the 5 spot, it's
G1 Bay and Austin Hedges at 8-9 might be the worst back-to-back hitters in baseball.
Who's playing first base?
Santana.
Yeah, Santana.
Oh, so G-Man Choi's not playing.
Yeah, Choi's not playing.
Hunter Green, he's right-handed. Right?
Yeah, he's right-handed.
I thought maybe G-Man
why
was
is G-Man not playing?
He usually always plays against the right-handers.
They're resting him. They're resting him after spring break.
Yeah, they're trying to do what the NBA does and save him. Back-to-backs. He can't play back-to-backs.
Hey, by the way, Joel Embiid played last night, didn't he?
Yeah, what a guy, huh?
Yeah. So we don't want to go on that.
They ended up getting beat, right? Sixers last night? Or did they win?
No, they won and covered. They played the Mavericks, right?
Oh, yeah, because the Mavericks.
Because I had the Mavericks plus 10 and they lost by 9.
The Mavericks have lost like.
Plus 9 and they lost by 10.
Yeah, the Mavericks have lost like the last like.
Oh yeah, they're a mess.
Like 8 out of the last 10, and they're like 4-10 or 3-9 when Luka and Kyrie play together.
Who's their coach?
Jason Kidd, but it ain't going to be for long.
Yeah, he was blasting them the other day when they got beat by Charlotte. He was so mad.
I know Cuban really wants to win, and I like him as an owner. And but getting Kyrie, I mean, I guess you try it, but it failed quick.
Hey, this is something I saw this morning, and I wanted to quiz you guys actually because I thought this was really interesting. The Kings broke their the Sacramento Kings broke their
I saw that.
their playoff drought. I wanted to ask you guys if you knew the 4 major sports, the longest droughts. What team has the longest drought? So NBA, who now do you know who has the longest drought?
Of what? Not making the playoffs?
Yeah, playoff drought in the NBA now.
Boy, that is.
It's been 6 years now for them, I believe.
6 years?
6 years, yeah.
Oh, boy. NBA would be tough for me.
NBA is probably tough.
Thunder?
No, not Thunder.
East or Western Conference?
East team.
Eastern Conference.
Wow.
Hornets.
There
we go.
Hornets.
Charlotte Hornets.
Okay, and then I think I might know NFL. I'll say the Jets. But
Jets.
Is that
correct.
right?
Yeah,
okay.
That's been since 2010, and then NHL.
Probably Sabres.
Sabres. Yep, and then MLB. 2 teams.
Oh boy. Are they one in each league?
Both AL teams.
Both.
One
AL
in the
teams.
West,
Gotta
one in
be
the Central.
No, the Angels. I don't know.
Yes, Angels, and then one in the AL Central.
Tigers.
Boom.
Wow,
yeah, and
okay.
you just went
You just
undefeated
started the
there.
bad teams.
Yeah.
That helps.
Yeah,
But
I
I was
just thought
surprised.
that-
The NBA one, I was.
I thought that was really
struggling.
interesting, though. That some of those teams were
Good stuff.
surprising to me. Angels is just amazing to me. That the Pirates are less.
I don't
than
think
them.
I don't think the Angels will make it again this year.
I heard that the Angels aren't even sending their broadcasters on trips this year because they don't want to pay for them. How are they going to pay for
really?
Tawny?
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
geez.
Oh, I heard that. I don't know if that's true. That might have been someone saying that they did that last year because I kind of caught it halfway. But they said they can't even afford to send their announcers on the road, which that's ridiculous. That guy's got $1 billion franchise, multi-billion-dollar franchise in a huge market.
It's the Athletics 6 hours ago. Angels to continue remote radio broadcast,
Isn't that
but it's a
amazing?
risk greater
They
disconnect.
might as well let us call the game. Why?
Yeah, geez,
we'll
why
be
not?
cheaper.
Well, hey, we can send EJ. EJ's coming in. Maybe EJ would do it.
He can be the sideline guy or the down by the dugouts. Hey, we'll call the games. What's the guy's name? Moreno, the guy that owns them, I think. But, yeah.
The Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah, they. Yeah, it's a mess. The first sentence of this article says the 26 players that made the roster are coming to back to L.A. All 13 coaches, then more employees, front office, television broadcasters, media relations, and training staff. Pretty much everyone important, but not quite, because the radio broadcasters aren't going.
All right, let's go back to our best bets of the day. We started at, and as usual, we
Better get him in now. You got 15 minutes.
As usual, we got off track there. So let's go to our best bets of the day, and we'll see how they do. Okay, I'm playing the Reds. Jarrett, you didn't play the game, did you?
Yes, I played the Pirates.
Okay, you played.
Yeah, I played the Pirates.
I played the Braves -1.5 against the lowly Nats, and then I played the Blue Jays against the Cardinals today. I like Alex Manoah. I know you guys think he's fat, and
I think he's really
Yeah,
good.
he's
I just
good.
wondered if he dropped a little weight, and maybe he would be even better.
and then I played the Mets game, and the Marlins under 6.5. And then I played the Grand Salami total runs of today under 114.5. Those are my 5 plays I made today. So anybody listening in, you want to jump on with me?
Jump on the winning train.
Yeah.
Give it a try.
Sports betting now legal in
All
Ohio,
right.
so you got it everywhere.
All right, Matt, who's your play?
Well, I just
today?
got a text from Chris. He showed us a picture of his seat at Great American Ballpark. Looks like a good crowd coming in already.
Wow.
So, Chris, give us a call from your seat here a little bit later. My best ones today, I like the Braves. I think you said that. Braves run line and went with them against the Nationals. Patrick Corbin last year couldn't have got outs in the Mountain East.
Yeah.
So he's just really a mess. So I like the Braves. I know that seems cliche. They should crush the Nationals, but division games you never know. But I will be taking a shot with them. I played the Orioles. Just a small dog against the Red Sox.
I like them today.
It's cold weather up there in Boston. It's going to be windy and really, really cold. I played the Cubs, our Cubbies. Dog at home with Stroman worries me a little bit against Corbin Burns, but I'm going to take a shot with that. And then there's a couple of games that I liked. I liked overs. I like the Tiger game over, and I actually like Pirates Reds over a little bit, and then Kansas City and the Twins over. Be sure you're checking your weather today because there's a lot of wind and cold out there. Jarrett, who were some of your favorites?
Today I like one of my favorites, Yankees Giants over. I think that's going to be a slugfest. Garrett Cole's not
10-mile-an-hour wind blowing out.
I think that's going to be an absolute slugfest. I mean, anything up in the air is going to go. I do like the Pirates. I got to say it. I really like the Pirates. I don't know if I really like them, but I do like the Pirates today. Another one. I kind of like the O's today. I like your O's a little bit today. I don't know how Corey Kluber, I feel like, doesn't have it nearly as much as he used to. The O's are good. Kyle Gibson on the mound for the O's. That's probably my one of my stronger plays there. And then nothing really else stands out to me. It's so hard with these, opening day. It's tough with these. You don't know.
Why, you think they get easier? They ain't going to get any easier. So
well,
you say it's really hard today.
You get a little more feel.
Well, you get some data points, but then it won't matter. It'll be tough. I think the Orioles have improved their lineup. Their pitching still worries me. And then the Red Sox are similar to the Pirates in one regard. They spend a lot more money. They're not similar there. Mm-hmm. But their top 6 are pretty good, and then it drops off terribly. You got Verdugo, Devers, Turner, Yoshida, Duvall. That's not bad. But then it's just a plateau. That Cassis kid is a rookie.
Tristan Cassis.
Arroyo, McGuire, the catcher, and then Hernandez, the short. I mean, that's horrible. That's as bad as the Pirates at the bottom of the lineup.
That's rough.
If nobody hits there at the bottom, they're going to have problems. The Orioles lineup's pretty good. They got your boy Adam Frazier hitting 8th today.
I didn't even know Adam Frazier.
Oh, yeah. Shoring up that right side of the infield with Adam Frazier.
I didn't even know that.
So, yeah. We got him and Jorge Mateo down the bottom.
I really like Jorge Mateo. I like that guy.
He's 9th, so
he's good.
They're not bad, but they're pitching. Kyle Gibson is your opening day starter.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
That's
concerning.
a rough one there.
So you're down on the Giants, or are you just high on the Yankees?
I'm higher on the Yankees today. Well, and I think the Giants will hit Garrett Cole. I just think Garrett Cole is so not average anymore, but not anywhere near he used to be.
I agree. I think he's just, he's solid. He's going to eat up innings. He's going to be okay, but he's by no means dominant or overpowering at all. And I actually made a couple of prop bets. I bet that bet that Sam gave us that DeGrom would not go
like
7.5 innings or over 7 innings technically. So I think that's a really good bet on opening day. It's a good find by Sam. And then I bet Garrett Cole to surrender over 2.5 earned runs today. So
I like
if that plays along with your over, Jarrett. So maybe it's like 7-4 Yankees.
I think 6.5 in Yankee Stadium, and no matter who's pitching, is way too low. And Yankee Stadium's just anything's a pop-up's a home run.
Right.
So I think I love that game over today. That's my strongest play.
How do you think Nationals fans feel today?
Man.
Oh. I don't even know. I know a lot of guys, not like you, Jared, but I know a lot of baseball players, and I read their top 5 guys, and I might know 2.
Read their lineup.
Lane Thomas leading off playing right field.
Wow.
Joey Meneses, DH, batting second.
Joey Meneses, actually, he played for Team Mexico. Had a really good.
Really good. I didn't know that guy's name was Joey.
Yeah, okay. Joey Meneses, good.
And then some guy named Candelario. Okay, I remember him. And then
Yeimer, Candelario.
Yeah, Yeimer, Candelario, and then Dominic Smith.
He used to play for the Mets.
Yeah, but
he's terrible.
He's hitting cleanup.
He stinks.
Yeah. And then Keibert Ruiz,
Keibert Ruiz. He got him from the Dodgers. One of their trades.
Alex Call, left fielder, batting next. Then Garcia hitting 7th. Luis Garcia, and then Victor Robles has to be like, why am I on this team?
Oh my gosh,
he's like the only guy left over that was on their good teams. He's batting 8th. And C.J. Abrams, a shortstop, batting 9th.
Yeah, geez, from the Juan Soto deal, that's
bad. Well, I guess if these kids can be good, maybe their future's a little brighter. But wow,
not good.
Poor, rough times for National fans, but we've been there. So
I think MLB would be best served to retract a few of these franchises.
Oh yeah,
to make the teams a little bit better.
Yeah,
I don't know who you get rid of.
28 teams.
I'd probably get rid of
the A's.
I'd start rid of. They're almost ready to get rid of themselves. I get rid of the St. Louis Cardinals. I like to get rid of them.
Oh, jeez.
No, they have the richest history in baseball. Or the Royals are close to.
Going to be different without Yachty. I mean, no Yachty Molina. How long was he behind the plate for them? 18 years?
18 years, I think.
Well, they did get a good guy to fill this spot.
I mean, Who they get?
Contreras.
Contreras.
I mean, yeah,
but-
Wilson.
He's not yachty, but he's.
Is that are both Contreras on the Cardinals now?
No.
I think this one-
Wilson's with the Cardinals,
Wilson.
and
One of the Phillies.
he got traded from the Braves, and I can't remember where he went.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't remember.
But anyway, Contreras catching for them
William.
now. But boy,
But
that's different without Yachty back there. It's
the other Contreras.
Brewers. He's with the
there
Brewers.
you go,
Oh,
Milwaukee.
okay.
Yep.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Will-
W. Contreras.
yeah,
and W.
William.
Contreras. All right, what do you think of the Brewers? You think Kristen Yelich ever comes back?
Oh my gosh.
No,
I think he was on steroids or something.
Something. I don't know what happened. I have no idea what happened.
Those
to
couple
him.
of years when he was just
MVP.
like
He was unbelievable.
crazy good.
Your boy Rowdy Tellez hitting fourth. I don't like their lineup at all. That's a
Yeah,
bad.
they struggled to score last year.
Right, and they got that Garrett Mitchell. I don't know how good he is. I'm not impressed. And then Brian Anderson, the guy who used to play for the Marlins.
Oh yeah, Brian. Yeah, gosh. He was. I think he stole a lot of bases. I think.
Yeah.
If I'm thinking of the right guy.
Yeah, more I look at the Cubbies, Coach. I like it. If our
I
pitching
know.
holds up, I like their lineup. I think they can do some damage bringing in Swanson, and then you got Happ already, Bellinger, Trey Mancini, Jan Gomes, Hosmer. You got some guys.
Yeah,
with
I
experience.
completely forgot Eric Hosmer was a Cub. They got Jamison Tyone too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
wonder
forgot
when he'll
about-
throw. He
forgot
might throw
about
tomorrow
him.
or Saturday.
Yeah. Was it Go Cubs Go? Go Cubs Go. Hey Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are going over.
Well, Job, you know
Let's
one
hope
thing. Every TV in our house will be on baseball from now till
Yeah, until it snows
till
in November.
October. Even when you just walk in, every TV in the house is on baseball.
Yeah.
I know
Well-
you're excited about that, Job.
Yeah. I remember one time I came downstairs and he was watching like highlights from
It's
some
unbelievable.
college baseball tournament in 2017. Like
It's
just randomly.
It's bizarre. I mean, I know people like sports, but he's over the top. I mean,
It's all right, Jared. I'll have baseball on like 7 TVs too, but
It's a lot of information to
yeah,
take
but Matt,
in.
you watch it during the season. He watches it like
He was
like
watching it last
archived
night.
in the
events.
winter, like
Yeah.
Oh,
Vanderbilt, like against A&M.
yeah, those are. I love college baseball. The highlights are great. I guess I get
yeah,
my
the highlights are great because the games.
I can't believe you don't
the
wanna
good teams
coach.
Are good. Yeah, I know. It seems like it'd be a natural fit. How about Jared? Let me ask you about your adopted second favorite team, the Tampa Bay Rays. What are your thoughts on them this season?
I think their big key is if Wander Franco can stay healthy. I mean, the guy, he's been the number one prospect in baseball for 2 years, and he hasn't been able to really show it because he can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
But I think they always have such a high potential, and then I don't know. I'm on the fence about them. I hope they're good because I like you said, they're my adopted second team. That was. And I like Tropicana Field too. That it gets too much hate.
I enjoyed it when I went to the game there.
It's
I don't know
it's
why
a
anybody dislikes it.
I
It's
know.
a neat play. It just gets beat on because it's old and.
I mean, we went in there and they redid the right field, the outfield, gangway or whatever it was. They had a brand new concession stand. It was 73 in there. It was beautiful.
Can't beat the temperature.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
That and the Marlins Park, both lucky to have that. Climate control.
great concession stand.
Yeah,
too.
really good.
Oh,
They
my
overhauled
Lord.
that. Yeah, they did that. We were there before they did that. And then when we came back the next time, it was
That was
Yeah,
incredible.
what was that milkshake you got?
yeah,
it
was like a big. It had like popcorn on the top of it. It was
was
unreal.
nuts.
Call us and tell us your favorite concession
Yeah.
at the ballpark. 304-214-1600. Free owned stack auction service hotline.
Give us a winner
Give us
today.
the best chili dog in Major League Baseball.
Give us a
Something.
winner.
Chris will be getting one of those Skyline chili dogs today
Cincinnati.
out in Cincinnati.
I'll say this: unless you are I don't know, unless you just like eating bottom of the barrel food during a game, never ever get those all-you-can-eat tickets at PNC Park.
Well, that's cheap. That's
You go out
Yeah,
to right.
that's
They put
garbage.
you in the right field
Yeah,
corner,
right up at the top.
right up at the top, and you get a boiled hot dog and a crusty bun, and that's about as good as it gets.
That burger that they
Yeah,
had
that's
is like
it.
scorched. It
Yeah.
looks like it was like they put it out with
Like
with,
Lemieux
a
could hit
flamethrower.
a slap shot with it.
Well,
Yeah.
they take those from the concession stand the day before
Yeah,
that
they-
were already
Yeah.
cooked, and then they send them out there and they
It's
use
just
them.
warmed up. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
real quick. Here's some new ballpark food that's come to the ballparks this year.
Sometimes I think they overdo some of these.
Oh, there's some this year that are unreal. Loaded helmet nachos at Angel Stadium.
I hate those.
Reuben some dirt on it dog and SI cover dog at Chase Field. It
Well,
looks like
what's on it?
it looks like 18-inch hot dog.
That's a big hot
with
dog.
With Reuben wrapped rye bun smothered in mac and cheese, fried pickles, green onions, topped off with secret sauce.
How much is that? That's got to be $18.
That's like $20.
Joe,
probably.
could you eat that and then enjoy a game?
I mean, no. Think about it. You're hot. The sun's baking down on you. You got a secret sauce all over your face.
They find you passed out in the bullpen.
You couldn't
It'd
even
take you 3 innings to eat that.
You couldn't even eat that at your seat. You'd
I'd
have
like
to
to
sit
see
up on
Champ try some of this.
Oh, you'd
Oh,
have
my
to
Lord.
God, a pizza cupcake at City Field. This is what Dan was talking about, the donut burger at Citizens Bank
I've seen those
Park.
a few
Lord.
That looks pretty.
What is that? A burger in between two
Yeah,
donuts?
in between two donuts.
They're doing their best to kill their fans.
I was gonna say that's a
geez.
heart attack waiting to happen.
Like,
What do the
think-
Pirates have? The Smith's hot dog? That's probably about the max. They can't
geez,
put
let's
any money
see.
into concessions.
Well, let me see if we can find the Pirates.
I mean, they probably
yeah,
took the Permanis.
They got roller
Hey, how-
taquitos.
Rolled
This is
taquitos.
amazing what the Pirates have.
You get those
all
in
of this,
sheets now.
Listen to this. All of this, like, out of outlandish things. PNC Park, quinoa blueberry salad.
Oh.
That's Bob Muddy's favorite dish.
at least our fans aren't gonna die. At least they're gonna be
We
alive.
already have enough obese people. We don't need
It
any
says,
more.
the market at PNC Park is offering this colorful mix of spinach, blueberries, cucumbers, hearts of palm, carrots, and sunflower seeds, all served on top of a bed of red quinoa and topped with balsamic
You think
dressing.
anybody's ever said, "Hey, I can't wait to get that salad at PNC
No,
Park"?
soup. He'd be the only guy I know that would eat that. He would go and buy. No wonder their attendance is terrible. Their concessions are terrible.
Man.
And the last time I got a hot dog at their game, the buns were stale, and that's immediate.
We just got a text from Jerry Ames Jr. He sounds like Champ here. He likes Max Fried and the Braves today, and he also likes Ohtani.
All right,
tonight.
Shohei
They get
Fried.
ready. All right, Jerry, I'm going to the bank right now.
Let's go.
Book it.
During the break, he's walking across the street. All right, we're going to take a break here on the Pirate Podcast. We'll be back to crank up the time machine after this. You're listening to the PRP.
Association.
Need a new suit? Looking for a good book? Searching for a unique gift? The Ohio Valley's premier shopping choice is the Highlands. Find jewelry, hot new tech, arts and crafts, over 24 stores to visit. From Walmart and Target to Cabela's, Menards, Kohl's, and Old Navy. Plan a day out of shopping, dining, and entertainment at the Highlands. At the top of the hill off I-70. See it all online at hitthehighlands.com.
Hello, everyone, from the Watchdog. I'm Darnell Foster with a look at your local weather forecast for your Thursday. Mostly sunny skies, a daytime high near 54. Partly cloudy overnight with a low near 38. Mostly cloudy for your Friday with a few scattered showers. Daytime highs in the mid to upper 50s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this side away.
All right, welcome back into the Pine Room Podcast here on the Watchdog. MLB opening day. About to be a first pitch here any second now as they're exchanging lineup cards, getting the ground rules at Yankee Stadium as we have the Giants and Yankees on here in the studio. It's the Pine Room Podcast, guys, with you. Matt back after being gone for the first segment, but I'm back now with Coach Jarrett and Jubb. Thanks for holding it down. We got EJ coming in studio in our next block. And then we got Will Yoakum in our 2 o'clock segment, so be sure to stay tuned. Again, thanks to all the Watchdog team members, everybody who's taking such good care of us here, and we hope that we're pulling our weight and making people enjoy their day as they drive around town or they're over on their way to the ball game like Chris or whatever else.
Well,
what do we got?
Speak of the devil, because we got a first-hand account right here. Chris, can you hear me?
Hello, Chris.
Hey, good gentlemen. Hey, how's it going?
Hi,
Good.
Chris.
Seems like for the baseball fans, just a little. The air's a little fresher. Everybody seems to be a little peppier today for opening day.
Yes.
And so I've been listening to you guys, and Mark, I'm very happy you took my advice on the Pirates.
I'm not sure it was I'm sure it was smart, but I took your advice.
Well, I tell you, the Pirates. I was reading articles about them today. We're confident.
Okay.
That's Will Crow said that.
So is there ever a team that says we're not very confident going into the season? We feel like we're going to be really bad. This could be a terrible year.
Well, it sounds like what Matt was saying. Maybe the Nationals said.
No,
at least their fans
I think
are,
Dave
for sure.
Martinez said we're going to be terrible.
Yeah, but hey, and I tell you what, Jubb's excitement for opening day is it's coming right through the airwaves.
Can't you feel it? Can't you feel it?
We had to wake him up a minute ago.
He fell out of the chair.
What you guys were talking about on all these different food options at these ballparks, and Matt, you and I went through this when we had Penguin tickets, season tickets. Do you guys really care about the in-game experience and the food as opposed to a quality game, regardless of what the sport is? Like, I don't care that I can go to a game and get like a gigantic helmet full of nachos or a hamburger that's got a donut for a bun. I don't care about that.
Right. You just if you get hungry, you'd get a thing of popcorn or peanuts. or a hot dog, a regular hot dog
and a hamburger.
Chris, there's only 2 items that matter at a ballpark: beer and peanuts. So I think that's it. Everything else is just secondary, although I will like a hot dog every once in a while. And popcorn's usually over-salted with all that yellow stuff on it.
Dollar Dog Night is the best.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Chris. To get all those different things on anything, whether it's pulled pork or whatever, it's just it's too sloppy. You don't want to be messing with that.
How do you eat it
without a table? You need a table to eat that stuff.
Right, and then you're paying out the wazoo for all that stuff. It's overpriced, and I don't know. It's almost like it's so not so much the food, but all the okay, that's cute. You can have a pierogi race at PNC and little things like that. But My God, Matt and I would go, like at the hockey games, for instance, the minute that there was a break in the action, bam, they hit us with some rock and roll music. I couldn't talk to Matt half the time.
Yeah.
Mark, I want to go back to when Vinny Lachad was just playing the organ up there between innings or something.
Hey, Chris,
it's too much.
Chris, I got a question for you. Who is your favorite pierogi?
Well, I think he's overrated, but is there Sauerkraut Saul?
Yeah, Sauerkraut Saul.
Hey, Garrett Cole just walked the first batter on 4 pitches.
Good start.
Yeah, good
Go
start
Yanks.
for the
Hey,
4
Nick.
pitches.
Hey, Nick, give us a call. Tell us about how the Yankees are going to look this year.
Anyway,
Hey,
Sauerkraut Saul. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I don't even know him. I mean,
You don't like jalapeno Hannah?
She's all right, and I just like potato and onion guys.
Oliver Onion.
Oliver Onion's
Judd
my
likes
favorite.
jalapeno.
And then we got a
Hannah.
new one, right? Some bacon.
Bacon Burt.
Very good.
Bacon Burt.
Yeah.
Well, I hope everybody's included on
And
that.
cheese,
but,
cheese Chester.
Yeah.
well, he's not bad either. Oh, so they got supplements. But yeah, I like some of your picks. But Mark, honestly, I think just from what I read in that article today, the guys are excited. There's a new feel, a new vibe. And,
It's a new pirate generation.
Nutting probably went in and gave him a pep talk.
Yeah, well, I mean, Reynolds said you got. Swear to God, they asked him about this year. He said, we got to start with the talent and the veterans we brought in, and the younger guys getting us to this level. That's what stands out to him. So we got veteran leadership. And, Mark, I honestly think by mid-September we'll be somewhere, and you're going to be lighting that cigar. They'll already be over, what is it, 67 and a half?
68 now.
68 and a half.
Yeah.
They're taking some steam on the over.
Reynolds will be gone. Kutch will be gone.
Shelty will be gone.
G-Man Choi will probably be in jail.
Hey, and one other thing, though, I want to ask Jared. I mean, I know he's a diehard, but is he going to bet the Pirates every game?
I probably not every game because Chris, that's not smart.
No.
Well, then you won't, or you just won't. Maybe you just won't bet him.
Yeah, I'll watch and I'll root for him, but I don't know if I'll bet him. Maybe I might just bet every game over.
Yeah, well, that's good, too. But anyway, all right, hey, guys, keep up the great work. I'll call you from Cincinnati later.
Enjoy the game.
All right, enjoy the game.
Catch
All
a
right.
foul ball.
All right.
Thanks, Chris.
All right.
right.
I took my glove.
I was gonna say, I hope you brought your glove.
Yeah, great, good.
All right, guys. Thanks.
See ya.
See you,
Bye-bye.
Chris.
All right, that was Pine Room contributor Mr. Chris Pavlik for checking in with us on his way to the ball game. So cool stuff going on in Cincinnati. We got a big show ahead still. We got lots of things to talk about in the news, but I think Jubb's got the keys ready for the time machine.
Oh,
if
wait,
I'm
yeah, I think
correct.
Sorry, I had to look for him in my cup there. All right, I got him.
3, 2, 1.
Read my lips.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
One small step.
You want to see the wizard?
We shall fight on the beaches.
Then that, of course, signifying that we are back in time.
Are we here?
We're here. We're here. Where are we first, Matt?
Oh, I believe we're in the year 1296.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, March 30th, 1296. Edward I sacks Berwick upon Tweed during armed conflict with England. Between England and Scotland, as England and Scotland waged war for like the 9,000th time in history. So Edward I went through Berwick upon Tweed and took everything he could. Didn't spare the women and children. Took all the treasure and probably went and betted on the pirates.
Eddie,
Good guy.
Eddie, what a knucklehead.
Yes,
Jared, take us forward.
All right, we're heading to 1856. I believe I pronounced Crimean.
Yes.
Crimean War ends with the Treaty of Paris.
Yeah, so you had the Russians and a bunch of the other auxiliary powers in Europe coming to a treaty agreement in Paris to cease war. They ought to try that right now, as the Crimean area is a mess with war currently. So we could go for another treaty.
God, isn't it weird that all this stuff happened like today? If you were to go today back at all, like we are right now in our time machine.
And a lot of it replays itself hundreds of years later.
Yeah.
They ought to have a treaty, the Treaty of Sauerkraut Saul. He ought to go there and negotiate.
Well, I'm gonna put us a little forward. What Jared? What's the term for getting a good deal? What's the term?
You fleeced them?
Yeah, we fleeced the Ruskies. We got USA purchased Alaska from Russia for $7 million today in 1867. Isn't that nuts? I've been up there. It's unbelievable.
I think
up
that's
there.
a good deal. I agree. I think it's a great deal.
My
The
God.
natural
Can you believe
resources
that?
alone are worth far
goodness.
more than they could ever pay.
And it's just a beautiful place.
Right.
Beautiful place. Glad we get to call it the biggest state of the country,
Yes.
which is sometimes people think Texas is, but
the biggest.
So $7 million in 1867. Today would be worth $146 million.
Ooh.
So
I think we
got
buying early was
I think we
was
got
the
a
play
really
there.
good deal.
Yeah, that's a good play.
Wow.
Well done.
Yeah.
We might end up selling it back to make money on it.
I don't
They
know.
might take it. Putin might take
Yeah.
it. Biden wouldn't even know, probably.
Really nice place up there.
He just comes over in a speedboat and just plants the Russian flag on
It's ours now.
Juneau.
Juneau. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been to Juneau.
All right, Coach. Where are we going
punching
next?
some numbers.
What's that, Job?
Punching some numbers. Where are we going?
Oh, well, let's head to 1959. That's a couple of years after I was born, right? 1950. Yeah. The Dalai Lama flees China and is granted political asylum in India.
See, I never. So he's Chinese.
Yeah, but he's like his whatever. I don't know if he's. What is his sect? I don't want to say the wrong thing. It's not Hindu. I can't remember what he's the leader of actually.
Buddhism.
Tibetan
There you go.
Buddhism. Yeah.
Tibetan Buddhism. Yeah. So they just Chinese basically you weren't allowed to have freedom of religion. So another reason that you should be happy to live here in the United States, among many other reasons, along by listening to the Pioneering Podcast would be the number one reason. But so Dalai Lama got run out of China and then set up camp out in India. So
I think he's got a pretty good thing going right now. I think is he still alive?
This one I believe still is, or if he just passed away recently, maybe.
Dalai Lama?
This one they've had several of them. So
he's still going.
Yeah, I
He's
thought
still
so.
kicking. 87 years old.
great. Chris will let us know when he perishes, I'm sure. But he moves from a nation of over 1 billion to another nation of over 1 billion. So well done, Dalai Lama. All right, March 30th, 1981, my birth year. President Ronald Reagan, the 40th president of the United States, and 3 others are shot and wounded in Los Angeles by, I think his name is Hinckley.
Yes,
Yeah.
John Hinckley. John Hinckley Jr.
Jr., yeah. Hinckley fired some bullets, took down Reagan, but Reagan wouldn't go down without a fight. He battled back and served to be one of the better presidents, I think, in our lifetime. So
Ronnie.
well done, Ronnie Reagan.
Yeah, good job, Ron.
I still have a Halloween mask of him, I believe.
Yeah.
Went to a West Virginia game with him on, and I actually got to. I had a Reagan, and somebody with me had a Nixon.
Richard
mask on.
Nixon, the
Yeah,
champ.
and there was a crowd to get in the line to get in the game, and we came up through, and people just let us get to the front of the line. It was the weirdest thing.
Make way for the president of the United States.
My brother gets the biggest kick out of that. He thinks that's one of the greatest stories ever.
That is pretty good.
So you were going into the game, and people just got to move over to the side.
Yeah, please let the presidents through. Let our ex.
And it was obviously that you weren't real, but
I don't know. It was just the fact that we look like him, I guess.
Maybe we'll have to try that.
Having beers in the parking lot.
We'll have to try that now.
And I think that's when we
People wouldn't even know Nixon
you're
and
right.
Reagan now. That's the problem.
Right.
They don't even teach that
to
stuff
be
in
like Trump
schools,
and
except in Ohio County schools, the official school system of the Pioneering Podcast.
Absolutely.
So, shout out to Ohio County. We're going to talk about them a little bit later in some of the local news as they got some money maybe headed their way, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
so.
and they just Warwood just built a new playground.
I saw that too.
Yeah.
Huge.
Really
Think about how your life would be different, Jubb, if they had that playground
I
back
know.
when you were.
You guys went down there the other day when we got those tables and chairs. Said that a lot of the same things are still up.
Yeah,
at
it smelled the same. It smelled the exact same.
Foursquare, and then
Foursquare.
The little thing you throw up, and then the ball has to decide where it's coming out. Well, it doesn't decide, but it just randomly comes out a hole, and you got to catch it.
Isn't that weird to smell the school? I've had that happen too when I go back to St.
Deja vu.
You really are like, oh, I spent so much time here.
Yeah.
You're just it's
the same.
You're not saying it stinks.
No. It's
just
it's like it's part of your
scent.
natural senses.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I agree with that.
I've read
PTSD.
somewhere, and I know that it's. I actually just looked this up, but smell-sensing neurons in the nose extend directly to the olfactory bulb of the brain, from which they can be passed on to the other brain regions, including areas involved in memory. So the sense of smell is so specific. So when we went right into that school and smelled, you go
Triggers
right
your
back
memories.
to being in that hallway.
So if we put you in in a car with a blindfold on and took you around the valley and took you into different places. And then randomly we just took you to Warwood, and you walked in the door without knowing that you're walking. You think you guys could identify it?
Now, I don't know if we could identify each location in the school, but...
No, I'm just saying walk into school, say, oh, my God, it's our school.
Yeah, probably. And then, fun thing to do, activity, before we keep moving here, activity to do if you're out where there's a lot of candles, go to like a Yankee Candle or a Bath & Body Works. And a fun thing to do is if you're with somebody, open the candle, take a smell of it. On 3, you guys say where that reminds you of, because a lot of the candles have a relative scent to things you memorized in the past. So
I agree
that's
with
fun.
that. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
All right,
Jubb, where are we next?
Well, something Cooley's not going to like. March 30th, 1987. Today in history, Van Gogh's Sunflower sells for $39.7 million.
Why is Cooley not going to like that?
He thinks paintings
All
being
art
sold
is
by
overpriced.
You should never buy a painting. You could just print it out on a piece of paper.
I thought he just didn't like Van Gogh or Sunflower.
No,
Well, I don't think he likes him either.
He may have an axe to grind with Van Gogh, but he definitely doesn't like his work.
Yeah,
definitely.
which
All right.
it's something I very much disagree with Cooley on. But anyway, Jarrett, go.
One of the creepiest movies ever. I turn it off when it comes on. I can't watch it.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to head up
creeps me out.
5 years to 1992. The Silence of the Lambs wins Academy Award.
Creeps me
I've actually
out.
never seen that.
What a movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
I've never seen that.
Anthony Hopkins is just fantastic.
I don't like it.
Really?
Oh.
You don't like any of the sequels or any of them? Ooh, man,
he's
good.
just such
He is terrifying.
He is. And then when he guts that guy and hangs him up on the
Clarice.
Nah, I don't.
Yeah,
Clarice.
And then finally, Matt, or Coach. Coach, you go ahead and read it.
Him.
Randy Orton beats Triple H and John Cena in a triple threat match at WrestleMania 24.
And
Huge.
Speaking of WrestleMania, we'll probably talk about that later in the show. But
Yeah, we got to give out some
Oh,
winners.
my Lord, Aaron Judge just hit a home run.
Shocking.
Unbelievable.
What Yankee
Oh, we
Stadium
went back
might
in
melt.
time and did what he did last year.
Jeez,
He's hitting 63 this year. Well, he's
My goodness.
He's
on pace for 162,
Yeah,
right?
162
What
now.
a start.
And hopefully he doesn't take any days off.
All right. Well, while we're back here, let me tune my. Hold on. Let me get because it's kind of tough to get things organized here in the time machine. But we're gonna hit. Last week we did every 10 years from 2020, so we went 2010, 2000, and so on. This today we're gonna do. We're gonna go from 15 to 05 to 95 to 85 to 75.
Ooh.
So this day in history in 2015. Do we know what the number one song was, Jarrett?
This day.
And what day? What day?
This day in 2015.
Ooh, what genre?
I'll just play it for you.
Uptown
Funk.
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars. Uptown Funk, they were in the charts for a very long time in 2015. I know Bruno Mars shot up there in 2015. And then a song made famous again when it came out in, I think it was The Hangover. Let me get this queued up here. It's a little tough with the equipment, but a little something. Little Candy Shop, 50 Cent. That was 2000, or that was 2005. Candy Shop by 50 Cent and Olivia. And then another one, this was back in 1995. Can you guess who it was? Little Madonna, Take a Bow.
Oh.
And then
Chris would have got this for sure.
I'm going to see if Chris knows this one. This was in 1985. It was in the top charts for a while as well. This one is by a friend that was in a lot of Disney movies. Little Phil Collins.
Good song.
And then
He didn't have many bad ones.
No.
And then back in 1975, our last song on the list here.
I'll get this.
Get this one. Ready? You got to name the song and the artist.
Oh, it's Linda Ronstadt.
Minnie Riperton.
Oh, Minnie Riperton. Minnie Riperton.
Loving
Gave me
You.
a million
I've
guesses.
never even heard of her. I
guessed
heard
that.
the song, but I didn't know that was the girl.
Oh, that's a great song. We probably slow dance at our prom to that.
And
Me
then
and Dan Villani and Bones.
while we're back
Tom.
here, let me get the VCR loaded up again. But In 2019, released this day in history, we got a lot of movies released today for whatever reason. Released today, we had Mercy Black, a horror movie starring Daniela Pineda and Austin Emilio. Tyler Perry's Acrimony, The Titan in 2018, The Lost City of Z in 2016, Wrath of the Titans. Listen to this all-star cast. Fantasy adventure starring Sam Worthington, Liam Neeson, Rosamund Pike, who was in Gone Girl, Ralph Fiennes, who was in Harry Potter and The Menu, Bill Nighy, he played Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean, and Toby Kebbell, who played in the Fantastic Four. Guess what it got on Rotten Tomatoes? 26. 26.
That movie really wasn't. It should have been a lot better.
It should have been.
Yeah, I watched it once. It was okay.
We had Mirror Mirror in 2012, Meeting Evil in 2012, or Meeting Evil in 2012 as well. That got a whopping 13% on Rotten Tomatoes. Meet the Robinsons, starring Tom Selleck. That got a 67 in 2007, animated movie. Beauty Shop in 2005, featuring Queen Latifah, 38% on Rotten Tomatoes. And then I know one everybody knows, Beetlejuice in 1988.
Now that's a good movie.
85% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I've never heard of this one, Romancing the Stone in 1984. That got an 86. That was the highest rated on the list. That was with Michael Douglas, Kathleen Turner, and Danny DeVito.
Yeah, those last two you mentioned were pretty good. Other than that, it was another rough week and day in movie history.
And then real quick, also in film and television, 1926, Sidney Chaplin, daughter of Charlie Chaplin, was born. We had 1930 American actor, let's see, I didn't even write his name down. But anyway, there was an actor born in 1930. Who it is, I don't know. I didn't write it down. 1937 American actor for Bonnie and Clyde. I didn't write these down.
Well, I had Warren Beatty. Maybe he was one of them.
No, I think that's it.
Yeah, because I got him on this list, 86 today.
Anyway, well, let's skip this since I botched that.
Warren Beatty, Eric Clapton, MC Hammer, and Coach's girl Celine Dion were the birthdays that I had.
Here. Real quick, I guess we'll cue this up, but I want to see. I got also a couple other birthdays in here for a couple seconds.
Fire away.
Let's see. Oh, birthdays. Mehmet the Conqueror, John Trenchard, Francisco Goya, Robert Bunsen, inventor of the Bunsen burner, Vincent van Gogh, which is funny, he's on our list. Ingvar Kamprad, he was a Swedish something or other. John Aston, Warren Beatty, Jerry Lucas, Eric Clapton, Robbie Coltrane, the late great Hagrid, Tracy Chapman, Celine Dion. Secretariat was born today.
Secretariat the horse. I saw that.
Nora Jones, Sergio Ramos. Is that it? Sergio Ramos, soccer player. And Richard Sherman just turned 35 today.
Sergio Ramos.
And then we
He's
got
a
a
bad
couple.
man.
We got
that song's always going to remind me of Emily now, because the very first time you played that, it was Emily Pavlik's birthday.
And the Giants just got out of the.
So 1-0 after one, and I hear EJ's in the house, so
we got a couple minutes left.
We're gonna be joined by EJ here shortly.
So, Coach, the first game of the year, running the first inning, cashes.
Yeah.
And the Braves game, top of the second, 0-0.
No score
so
there.
that was a split. 1-1 on the running the first inning,
which
is a really aggravating bet.
Oh, that is.
It's just every day you think, this is really easy. And don't you feel like in the old days that the first inning, it didn't seem like runs were scored as much?
No.
I feel like in the older times it was just the pitchers wanted to start well. They were they dug in, they concentrated. And now
I wonder the reason for that. I don't know. I'm
launch angle or some crazy analytic thing that I don't want to talk about.
I don't know. Best pitch of the at bat you're going to see is the first pitch.
Right.
That's why
usually right, unless it's Garrett Cole today.
I never understood why guys would take the first pitch.
Yeah, like automatically, like you immediately.
Yeah, immediately.
I understand it if a reliever's walked 4 guys in a row. Okay.
I was doing the Parkersburg game last week, and the leadoff hitter for Parkersburg literally took 3 straight strikes right down the middle on fastballs. Never took the bat off his shoulder. I said I've been watching baseball for 50 years and I never saw it in my life. Never swung once.
Yep. All right, we'll talk more baseball, but we're going to talk some basketball.
Yeah.
We're going to revisit the events that unfolded in Evansville with EJ Shawzinski after the break. He did a great job for us.
Service, call our office at 304-233-3168 or email freoauc@aol.com. Frio Stack & Associates sells the earth and everything on it.
Everyone appreciates the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe. Even Governor Justice.
Howard, you're a good man, and I appreciate all you do every day. Thank you, sir.
Weekdays, 7 to 10 a.m. on the Watchdog.
All right, welcome back into the Pine Room Podcast. We are pleased to be joined by E.J. Shadzinski. He's going to tell us about the events in Evansville. Coach, you and E.J. were the point men on this incredible thing we did last week. Did the awesome pregame show, and you guys did spots the entire week leading up to the games the West Liberty played out in Evansville. It was a great experience for E.J. and great for the radio station and great for our podcast.
Yeah, I think we ended up having a really good team. Between Pine Room Podcast, WKKX, EJ, all our sponsors. I think it just all came together just as EJ had it planned when he first thought of it. And, it was a lot of fun, and EJ got a lot of kudos from a lot of people, well deserved. And I'll tell you this, EJ, there was a lot of excitement back here. I know you were out in Evansville, but back here there was a lot of excitement around the valley, and you obviously help with that, bringing all the excitement, like honestly, like we were here, just like you had planned it. And we've known each other for quite a while now, and more through sports, obviously. With your son playing basketball, but you are the chief administrator officer for Belmont Savings Bank, which I'm sure a lot of people don't know that, but I'd like you to talk a little bit about that, and along with your good buddy and our good buddy of the show, Todd Cover, who's the president of Belmont Savings Bank. You guys are doing just an outstanding job with Belmont Savings Bank. What a great bank. We've all gone over there now because we have partnered with you guys a couple of times, but the people who don't know you, like they've heard your name, they've heard obviously WKKX talking about you, me talking about you, Matt talking about you, all of us, but they don't really know you. They know you through you were the voice of the Elite Eight in West Liberty, and you brought something that no other radio station did here in the Valley, and we were proud to be part of it. So tell everybody knows that here's VJ Shadzinski. So but tell the people here who are listening a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in this, and I want to know you want to talk a little bit about the sponsors. So tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. First off, thanks for having me on the show today,
Absolutely.
Mark and guys. And the most important thing is, did I survive the initiation? Am I an honorary Pine Room Podcast
Absolutely.
member
Yes,
now?
We got to give you a T-shirt before you leave today.
Well, that was part of my goals for
That'll
this.
seal the deal.
He accomplished his biggest goal right there.
More than that, though, we're going to give you a bottle opener too, so that you can open all your
That's our favorite
beverages.
There you go.
Yeah,
Well,
but you are definitely a team member.
Well, excited to talk about the event and being down in Evansville, and I added it up on the way over here. We were on air, close to 15 hours for this event. When you think about Tuesday, we had a 3-hour pregame. Thursday, we had a couple-hour pregame plus the broadcast, and then Saturday, you guys had another 3-hour pregame, and then we had the broadcast, and that doesn't even take into account all the other time you all were promoting it, and I was on Howard's show in the morning and also Donnie's show, but none of that would have been possible without all the great sponsors, and I'd like to mention them one more time. And of course, you mentioned I work at Belmont Savings Bank. How may we help you today? And we're here for the Valley and big supporters of West Liberty and all the good things they're doing up there. But also, in addition to BSB, Fronapple and Burkett Insurance, River City, the Highlands, BKCTG, and what a spot they were in, of course, with Diana Crutchfield, being one of their leaders there, and Jim leading Nova, and then, of course, Kessler went to West Liberty, and so they were pulling for both teams. The Dirty Dog, Robinson Auto Group, the Preferred Legacy Trust, Main Street Bank, Peri Insurance, Wheeling Greyhound Kennel Association, YWCA, a Special Wish Foundation, and the WLU Foundation. You know, one thing about those nonprofits that were mentioned, just to show about the excitement of this event, we had a couple anonymous donors that said, "Hey, we want to get some PR for these nonprofits and the Y and Special Wish and also Westlib Foundation," and that just goes to show all the great work you all did promoting this event.
Yeah, well, you know, once again, it was just it just came together. It was your idea, and thank you for including us in on it. You know, it was weird that our time slot just happened to fall perfectly into the pregame. You know, to kick it off on Tuesday, which that started the snowball rolling. Obviously, you wanted to go and go in person, and then I think the more you kept thinking about it, you're like me, ideas just kept coming into your head, and you just kept thinking, how can we make it better? What can we do to make it more enjoyable for the people that can't watch it or can't be there? And then it just all sort of came together, and it was great. And all these guys, we had an absolute ball. And then Saturday topped it all off. We had our pre game show here, and then we watched it here in our studio and had a couple beverages, listened to you, and it just all came together.
Yeah, it was the perfect storm. And you know, I have to be honest with you, when I saw that Nova was a 1, West Liberty was a 2, I selfishly reached out to Kayleen and said, "Hey, I'm leaning toward going to this event. Is there a way that we could partner to bring it back to the Valley?" And then, like you say, one idea led to another, and then the timing was perfect with the Pine Room podcast.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
unbelievable.
We were hitting home runs all over the place. I know you were
incredible.
talking about baseball earlier, and it was all grand slams. And so one thing led to another, and the sponsors came together. We put together a nice operation down there, and it was perfect. But, hey, getting back to you telling the folks a little bit about me.
Yeah.
If they can't tell already, I am a basketball enthusiast. And
slightly.
Yeah, and so that's just, you know, it's sort of my passion. I played in college and coached at Shepherd for 10 years and came back and worked at OUE for a number of years, coached there, and heck, Jim Crutchfield, he brought me into broadcasting. And so, you know, when he was at West Liberty, he said, "Hey, I'd like you to come up and announce our games." And I'll tell you the truth, in the beginning, I wasn't all that comfortable. I asked him, we were playing tennis one time. I said, "Hey, what'd you think of my analysis?" He said, "I didn't hear you. What were you doing? You're supposed to add color." And we had a good laugh. And, you know, I had a hard time sort of working my way in with the play-by-play guy. And I told Crutch, I said, "You know, the most improvement that you'll see from a broadcaster or a player is between their first and second year." Right. And so when I came back the next year, it all sort of made sense, and it's taken off from there.
Well, you do a really good job, EJ, both on the West Liberty games and on the radio as you did in Evansville. Just tell the folks, listeners, your experience out there. How that's a great event. I've been to the Elite Eight, lucky enough to go 5 times myself. Great setup there in Evansville. Just your overall thoughts, and obviously a fantastic game on Saturday.
Yeah, it was a great game. We can talk about that in a little bit, but really it was just I actually sent him a text last night. I said, "Hey, you want to jump on the show today?" But he was actually flying to the Final Four at the same time, because he'd be a good one to talk about. I know we want to discuss the transfer portal before I get off here, because that's sort of a
hot
big deal.
news. Yeah,
it really is. And you know, like for folks around here, you saw the headline that Bryce Butler's gone in the transfer portal. Yeah. For the folks down in South Florida, R.J. Sunohara has also gone in the transfer portal. And you know, what does that mean? You know, as for the common folks out there that are wondering, you know, why is Bryce doing this, or why would R.J. look to leave? And you know, honestly, folks, the NCAA now is with this transfer portal. It's like the wild, wild west.
It sure is.
And so it's uncomfortable for the coaches. I haven't met a coach yet that's in favor of it. But what it enables the players to do is a player like Bryce or like RJ, they're all Americans.
Right.
And so it enables them to sort of market themselves, put their name out there, and then doesn't mean they're going to leave West Liberty or Nova, but they're going to explore.
Right.
And if, like in the case of Pat Robertson or Dalton Bowen,
right.
Those guys went to Division I. And even like Nova last year, they had the Player of the Year nationally. Right. I believe his name was Sekou Silla.
Silla, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he decided to leave, and he went to Towson. And I was talking to Jordan Fee down at the Elite Eight, and he said that Sekou called him like in tears that he had the worst experience at Towson. He wishes he was with them,
right.
And he can't believe he left. And so, it's a tough call. I think it's good for the players in one end because they're going to be treated a lot better by their coaches because their coaches know
they want to hang on to
if they mistreat the kids, they're going to leave for sure.
Immediately, yeah.
And so it's good in that respect, but there's an awful lot of kids going in that transfer portal, and some of them are not All-Americans.
Oh, correct.
Like these guys, and what they'll do is they'll burn their bridge with the school.
Sure.
They'll leave, schools that we're familiar with, go in the portal, and they don't come up with anything good, and then they're out.
Yes.
And so it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, absolutely. And probably a lot of those kids get, maybe for lack of a better term, bad advice. Obviously kids who have achieved what some of the guys you were talking about, going out on top in Division II, if that's what they choose to do, and maybe trying to market themselves to play professionally down the road. I think that people think that if you're in Division II, you can't make it professionally, which is not true at all, but and that's the the persona out there, the stigma. So I think that plays into it, and it's go ahead, Coach.
And what's interesting is I was up at West Liberty, and I had to go up and see Coach Walleye on Tuesday, and Coach Monterosa was in there, and he told me there are over 10,000 names in the transfer portal across all sports, 3,000 alone just in basketball in the transfer portal. So that just goes to show you, how as a coach do you go through those names and figure out who's a fit? Will he
assistant coaches? That's for sure.
Yeah. Will he fit into our program? What's his what kind of attitude does he bring? What work ethic? Where do you even start with a list like that? It's incredible.
Well, I can tell you that with all those kids in the portal, the one thing that it favors is the rich. And
absolutely.
And so, like right now, Nova Southeastern and West Liberty, they have lots of kids that want to come right now into their program. It does not favor the schools that are maybe not at the top of the heap.
Yeah.
So they're losing their best, and they're not getting replacements. And so it definitely benefits the rich. But, one of those guys, I know you're going to have him coming up on your show in a little bit, that went in the transfer portal last year was Will Yoakum. And, of course, he left West Liberty. He was one of the guys that Crutchfield vetted. Of course, he knew him because he recruited him up on the hill, and he decided to take him. And it was very it's very competitive to get in there. They only have a few spots, and they have Division I players wanting to come down.
And Coach Crutchfield's very selective. He's told us that many times.
Absolutely.
He just doesn't take anybody. And
he's
been like that and that's probably why he's so successful.
Well, he doesn't have to be now either. I mean, he's got the pick of the litter. And so he takes Yoakum, and then really he's the difference in the national final
Put
against
him over the
his,
top.
against his old buddies.
That's a great point.
And so give Yoakum credit because, listen to this stat line. Against West Liberty, he has 31 points on only 11 shots. Yeah. That's unheard of.
Crazy.
How do you get that? You can't even – you almost have to make 11 for 11 threes to get to 33.
Right.
So how do you get there? Well, he went to the foul line 15 times, and he made 13 of them. And he made 4 out of 6 from 3. So 31 points for Will, 8 rebounds against his old buddies. I was actually wondering how he was going to perform in this game because not just the pressure of the national title, going against his old mates, he was unfazed. He was knocked down. he had a bloody forehead, and he's like an assassin. I mean, he had no facial expressions. He just kept knocking him down, and he really led Nova to the title.
Yeah, he was extremely impressive in that game.
Matt, I got one more question about the portal, and then I want to swing back over to the game and your experience. How do you think the transfer portal is affecting recruiting at the high school level? Like, do you think coaches are now more interested in bringing these experienced guys in as opposed to trying to go get, like, just say, for instance, a player around here, at Wheeling Park, or do you think that's going to hurt the high school kids?
I think it's going to depend on the particular program.
Mm-hmm.
For lots of programs pride themselves on bringing in the high school kids and having classes that are balanced. So many seniors, so many sophomores, and so forth. However, some of the higher end programs are able to reload quicker through the transfer portal. So, especially coaches that, coaching is a competitive business. If you don't win, you're gone. And so, if you need to win next year, you're likely to go the portal way and get an experienced player. But again, it's double-edged sword. Mm-hmm. You bring in somebody maybe you don't know his baggage, and then he comes in and upsets the apple cart.
Right.
Yeah. Jared?
Well, I was going to say, as a coach, do you think, like, my thought would be, I think as a coach, if I see a guy's name in the transfer portal, I'm thinking, what is his reasoning for leaving? Is it, was it on?
I'm sure they look at that.
Is it an attitude problem? Is it something like that? That's something that I thought about as a coach. Got to be like, what's his reason? Why is he leaving this program to come to the other one? Is it I don't know.
And then what do you think as the player who's maybe out there looking for another school, and you're seeing guys leave the school, and you're seeing these All-American level kids leaving West Liberty and Nova, and I'm sure that kids don't care. They're ready. They want to go where they're going to win. Would that be everybody's thoughts on that? That's the number one thing.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. But again, if you're at West Liberty, if you're at Nova, you're already winning. Right. I mean, you can't win any more than those teams.
Sure.
However, the grass is always greener on the other side. Yeah. What level can we play at? Boy, we dominated Division II. Can we play a mid-major? Can we be like Dalton Bowling and get to the
NCAA big
NCAA tournament?
Yep.
So, but as coaches, I've heard this said once or twice. You bring in this star player to your program, and he does not fit in. Mm-hmm. There's such a thing that as there's such a thing as like subtracting from your team,
right,
by the addition of a player,
absolutely.
Or subtraction by addition.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Where the player comes in and he just
takes away from what you have.
Yeah, it can become a chemistry issue. Players aren't getting along, and then what happens? Then more kids want to leave.
Right.
It's a mess.
Yeah. Well, I want to get off the transfer portal. I want to get back to the game and your experience. I remember when this first came about. I think the very first time I heard you talking about this was maybe on Howard's show, and this was before the first game, when the Elite Eight was just starting, and you had mentioned, everybody's dream is West Liberty, Nova Southeastern matchup in the finals. But, man, we got a long way to go. Nova had obviously seemed a little tougher road than West Liberty. But they both had to win 2 games. Then after they won and got to the Final Four, you still said, they still got both had very difficult games to get into the finals. And you kept saying how it would be the perfect storm and the perfect matchup, and everybody's and honestly, in the back of your mind, you just thought, there's no way it's going to happen. That's what I thought, and then it happened. So then it came about, and then the excitement was there. What was it like down there? Obviously Friday, the build-up, especially around here. I mean, my goodness, it was incredible. You couldn't talk enough about it. What was it like? What was the feel? Was there a different feel? Like, man, this is something like just unbelievable. Like Hollywood couldn't write this.
Yeah, it was wonderful, and And really, I mean, that, full disclosure, I am really good friends with Jim Crutchfield.
Correct.
I've known him for 40 years. And I've become very good friends with Ben Howett.
Yeah.
And I think the world of Ben, and not just as a person, but he's an outstanding coach. And I hope he stays at West Liberty. But like these players have opportunities through the transfer portal, I guarantee you Ben has opportunities right now.
Sure.
That they're reaching out to him, and Crutchfield has opportunities right now to weigh. And so I hope those guys are back at those schools. But they're gonna have opportunities. That's the way it goes. As far as the buzz down there in Evansville, I'm telling you what. I mean, when I would go down into the lobby, I remember packing up my car. I mean, there were one sea of black and gold down there, another sea of the teal blue. Everybody was excited, and it was really cool to see everybody mixing and getting along. And it seemed like one side knew somebody from the other side, and vice versa. And it was almost like it was a very collegial, almost like an extended family kind of experience. Now, once we got into the gym, that all changed.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you heard the crowds going back and forth, but it was great. I mean, that's sort of what I had hoped for when I met with you all and Kayleen in the beginning. Wouldn't this be wonderful? And it was, and it ended up happening. And what an exciting game.
Yeah.
We got to talk about that.
It couldn't really have worked out any better for you, EJ, the whole entire event. I mean, just the way that the teams matched up, their paths too. I mean, Nova was tested significantly in the first game, to the point where we're almost thinking they might get knocked off.
Absolutely.
And I thought that the seeding was definitely off. New Haven definitely should have been the 8th seed, as we talked about before. But what did you think were kind of a few of the keys to the game and how it transpired? Obviously, West Liberty maybe losing their cool a little bit at times. Did you think that played a major role in it, or did you just think Nova was a little bit better?
Well, before we get into that, let's look at that. You mentioned the seeding.
Yeah.
Okay. So New Haven was a 7, and Crutchfield was upset because this team called Missouri St. Louis, they were an 8.
Yeah.
And
in
I'm
a good
telling
league,
you,
from a really good
I'm
league.
telling you what, they were in the top 2, 3. They could have won the whole event.
Sure.
Yes.
I mean, they were that good.
Totally agree.
And if it wasn't for that guy Will Yoakum, Nova never gets through that game.
Absolutely.
Even with him playing outstanding.
No, he made some big plays down the stretch. Yeah.
Even with him playing outstanding, it went down to the wire.
Yes.
And let me read off his stat line from that game. They're going to sound pretty similar to the West Liberty game.
Yeah.
Yoakum, 34 points on 14 shots.
That is amazing.
And he went to the line and made 14 out of 15. Nova had a big 3. The other two didn't do a whole lot that game.
Yep.
In fact, the point guard Graziani was outplayed. Sunohara only had 13 points, and then Yoakum has 34.
Yeah.
And so Will really put his stamp on that event. But getting into the finals, fast forward, somehow Nova advances. They had another toughie in the next round.
Yeah.
They won by a couple points against San Bernardino. They could have won the whole thing.
Absolutely. For sure.
You could play this thing 8 times. You would probably have 6 different winners.
Absolutely.
I don't think New Haven was going to get it,
No.
but the other schools
Other
had
teams,
a chance.
Yeah, agreed.
For sure. So into the finals, Nova just played a little bit better than West Liberty on this particular day.
Agreed.
They shot a higher field goal percentage. They out-rebounded West Liberty. They scored more points off of turnovers, which I bet you, if you look at West Liberty's stats, I bet you that
Doesn't
didn't
happen
happen at all this year.
Right.
I agree.
I bet it's his first game.
Sure.
And so they outscored him off of the turnovers, and they also outscored him in the paint.
Yeah.
And so the thing that helped the Hilltoppers was they made 16 three-pointers.
Right.
Yes.
And that really kept them right in the game, and it was exciting. Let me share this one with you. At halftime, Nova shoots 63%. Sunohara has 20. Graziani and Yoakum chip in, and they have 49 out of the 55 points, and they make 19 field goals out of 23.
Yeah.
Those three guys.
Those three guys.
Those three guys.
Wow.
Yet, West Liberty's only down 7 points.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I'm thinking the Hilltoppers got a real chance here.
Yeah.
And they just were never able to get over the hump. And you mentioned some of the injuries they caused themselves out there, some of the problems. But with that said, they kept coming.
Yes.
And in fact, when, going back, Sunohara fouls out with 5 minutes left in the game. Nova's up 16, 18 points.
Yeah.
Yoakum has 4 with 10 minutes left. And
Yeah.
never fouls out. I'm telling you, if Yoakum goes, West Liberty's going to win a national title.
Absolutely.
But he was able to stay in the game. Hilltoppers get as close as 5 at the end, 106-101, and they lose 111-101.
Well, we're approaching the top of the hour. Give me your in a minute and 20 seconds your final thoughts on the whole experience.
Oh, well, it just was outstanding. It's something that I will always remember. It was exciting. The pregame, the game was outstanding. Afterwards, I was really looking forward to the handshake between the coaches because whoever won, one guy was going to console the other guy,
right?
And vice versa, and one guy was going to wish congratulations.
Right.
It was really wonderful to see. People have asked me who was going to win this game beforehand a bunch of times. They tried to put me on the spot, and I told them honestly. I said the winner of this game was the Ohio Valley.
Yes,
this was West Liberty. This was Crutchfield, who worked at West Liberty for 28 years. They both reside in Wheeling, and so the national championship, which set many records, most points scored, most three-pointers made, and so forth, was all about the Ohio Valley.
Absolutely.
Yep. It was a great event.
And you did an unbelievable job of bringing it to us, and we thank you.
EJ, thanks again for everything you did. That's EJ Shawdzinski, everybody. This is the Pioneer Podcast on the Watchdog. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back and talk a little bit more about that game with Will Yoakum of Nova Southeastern.
Stand up, shake out. The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600, WKKX Wheeling.
Arrive later today and will immediately initiate an investigation.
The 2 Black Hawk helicopters from the 101st Airborne Division, based out of Fort Campbell, crashed Wednesday night during a training mission. Lubas says the choppers landed in a field and that no one on the ground was hurt or killed. Mark Remillard, ABC News.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy responding for the first time in the wake of the Nashville mass school shooting Monday that killed 3 children and 3 adults. McCarthy at his briefing pushed back on pressure to pass gun reform measures.
We've got to have a severe conversation here with this country. We've got to deal with mental illness. We've got to see what's driving individuals to think you would go to innocent children.
Nashville police say the shooter, Audrey Hale, left writings behind showing the attack was planned, and Hale's parents told investigators the 28-year-old was under a doctor's care for a mental health issue. Americans are hitting the stadiums and ballparks today for opening day of baseball season. All 30 teams are playing games today and ushering in a few new rules. You're listening to ABC News.
If you own a small business, you've probably been hearing a lot about the ERC, how it's worth up to $26,000 per employee, how easy it is, you know the spiel. So why am I still talking to you about it now? Because many of you still haven't filed a claim, but Innovation Refunds can help you close the book on this thing. They're backed by one of those big CPA firms the corporations use, so they can determine once and for all if your business qualifies. And it's free to find out. Go to innovationrefunds.com. That's innovationrefunds.com.
It's March, and you know what that means. Taxes are almost due. Jackson Hewitt can help you win tax season. That's the sound of your maximum tax refund. The sound of getting 50% off tax prep. The sound of many of our competitors' prices going up. And the sound of getting to your nearest Jackson Hewitt. Hurry in for 50% off tax prep before this offer expires April 9th. Limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
An update on the fire at a migrant detention facility in Mexico that killed dozens.
Mexican authorities say 8 people have now been identified as suspects in the deadly fire at a migrant detention facility in Juarez. 39 people were killed and 27 injured. Officials say the migrants set mattresses on fire after learning they would be deported. Security footage shows guards leaving them inside without opening the doors to the cell when the fire started. Lionel Moyes, ABC News.
Police in Georgia say the FBI is helping in their investigation in a bullying case of a teen. He's now on a ventilator after being forced to consume dangerous amounts of alcohol, according to the report. ABC's Steve Osensami has more from Atlanta.
According to the police report, 3 teenagers dropped 19-year-old Trent Learcamp off at a hospital emergency room because he was unresponsive with shallow breathing. His clothes were soaked with urine, and he had spray paint all over his body and hair. Doctors had to put him on a machine to breathe in the ICU and say his blood alcohol level was a potentially fatal 0.46. Police this morning say they know who the teens are in the photo, but are still investigating.
Lawmakers have launched an effort to award tennis legend Billie Jean King a Congressional Gold Medal in recognition of her advocacy for equal rights in sports and society. If Congress passes the measure, it'll make King the first female athlete to receive the honor. This is ABC News.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
I'm Kate Burdett on the Ohio News Network. East of Cleveland, police in Geauga County are concerned about security in the wake of threats and are asking for organizers to cancel Saturday's Drag Queen Story Hour at a church in Chesterland. Austin Love with affiliate WKYC-TV has more.
It's not the first time that the Community Church of Chesterland, UCC, has received threats. Last weekend, it really did take a major turn when a threat was carried out on church property after the pastor found burn marks on the side of the building. This, as many people in the community are unhappy about the church's involvement to host a drag queen story hour. Despite the outcry, organizers are determined to go on as scheduled.
There are reports that far-right extremist group The Proud Boys is planning to be at the event on Saturday. There was an incident about 10 miles west of downtown Cincinnati yesterday afternoon. Tracy Townsend with affiliate WBNS-TV in Columbus has more.
The city of Cincinnati has lifted a shelter-in-place order after a barge caught fire on the Ohio River. Dozens of firefighters in the U.S. Coast Guard battled the flames. Officials asked everyone living within a half mile of that fire to turn off their HVAC systems and to stay indoors. No one was injured so far. No word on what caused the fire. I'm Tracy Townsend.
And Governor DeWine has signed an executive order requiring the Ohio Board of Pharmacy to make xylazine, an animal sedative, a controlled substance in Ohio. The drug is not approved for humans, but it's showing up in street drugs. I'm Kate Burdett on the Ohio News Network.
The best in live and local talk returns momentarily on the Watchdog.
A serious injury from an accident can be just the start of your worries. What if you cannot return to work? How do you take care of your family if you're disabled? At Gellner Law Offices, we represent seriously injured people and understand their problem. We know how to get you fair compensation. We will work hard to make sure you get the money you deserve for your losses. Don't go it alone. If you're hurt in an accident, call us at 304-242-2900 or visit us at GellnerLaw.com.
We'd like to help.
Why? Just think about it. Why is the #1 selling brand of chainsaws not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot? We can give you over 10,000 reasons. That's how many authorized local steel dealers you can find across the country. Visit one and you'll find a range of dependable gas and battery-powered tools, from trimmers to blowers. And you'll find service from experienced professionals. Real steel. Find yours at steelusa.com. Lowe's and Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
Some foot issues just can't be fixed by those expensive shoe stores or shoe inserts. A foot exam from a doctor of podiatric medicine, who is the medical expert in foot and ankle care, may give solutions after doing a complete foot examination. If you suffer from foot, heel, or ankle pain, let us help you find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association so you know you are being treated by the very best. Visit us at associationsadvanceohio.com for a referral today.
Did you know that 3 Ohioans are diagnosed with oral cancer every day? Dentists are doctors of dental surgery and can recognize life-threatening conditions and treat oral diseases before they become serious health complications. Ohio Dental Association member dentists are located throughout the state and are dedicated to providing the highest quality dental care. Ask if your dentist is a member of the Ohio Dental Association and American Dental Association, so you know you're being treated by the best. To find an ODA dentist in your area, visit associationsadvanceohio.com.
You want a hospital rising up to the challenges of today's healthcare demands. WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital delivers the right care right here at home. Developing new and exclusive services, recruiting top surgeons. We embody the mountaineer spirit, building upon strong traditions, pioneering medical care, moving forward with compassion. WVU Medicine Wheeling Hospital, delivering the right care, right place, right time.
Hello, everyone, from the Watchdog. I'm Darnell Foster with a look at your local weather forecast for your Thursday. Mostly sunny skies, a daytime high near 54. Partly cloudy overnight with a low near 38. Mostly cloudy for your Friday with a few scattered showers. Daytime highs in the mid to upper 50s. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From the Watchdog, I'm Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
Cruel, must I go on? Cruel world, I'm moving on. I've been living too fast, and I've been living too long.
All right, welcome back into the Pine Room Podcast. We are now going to be joined by Will Yoakum, the star of the NCAA Division II championship game. We still got EJ here in the studio with us, so we're going to talk to Will here. Will, welcome to the Pine Room Podcast. Congratulations on an incredible performance in Evansville. Congratulations to you and your team, and Coach Crutchfield, Coach Fee, all friends of ours here back in Wheeling. You used to spend some time in these parts as well. So, first of all, just, again, congratulations. Just tell us about the experience and how crazy it was to face off against some of your old mates.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, like you said, I'm pretty familiar with the Ohio Valley. And when Coach Fee and Coach Nick Smith told me that you guys wanted to have me on, I was like, okay, like I know these guys. I know some familiar faces. I see a lot of your guys' content and stuff. You guys have been doing a really good job with it. So, yeah, it was fun. The game was fun. It was heated, competitive. It reminded me of just playing an open gym back at Wesleyan, honestly, the way, the game was up and down. But it was – I kind of tried to treat it like another game going into it. But it was just pretty cool to see some familiar faces out on the court, and even in the stands, too, and everywhere, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of people really proud of you on both sides. That day there was winners all around. I know the West Liberty people were a little bummed out about the way it turned out, but we were all very happy to see yourself, Coach Crutchfield, Coach Fee, guys we know. Great program down there at Nova, and you guys are what everyone in Division II basketball, and actually basketball across the country, would strive to be. So what was it like, though, getting ready for that game? You guys win the game. Tough battle on Thursday. You got Friday all day. How anxious were you to get the game, get the ball tossed up in the air, and get going? I'm sure you had a lot of people just blowing you up, talking to you, trying to get your feelings on how it was to face West Liberty again. What was that like over that 24 to 48 hours?
It was pretty intense, honestly. It was, a waiting game. We're in the hotel, we're waiting around. We actually are eating breakfast right next to the West Liberty team in the morning. So I see them when I wake up. I see them in the hallway. And it's kind of like, it's all love with them, though. Like, I'm cool with them. I was talking to them, say good morning and all that stuff. So it was love both ways. But, yeah, it was leading up to the game. We played Cal State and UC San Bernardino.
San Bernardino, yep.
Yeah, the second game, and they played before us. They played Black Hill State, and they won. And Black Hill State beat Nova last year, so we kind of had our eye on that game.
Sure.
So we knew it was going to be a good game, and they beat them pretty well too. And I kind of knew after that game, I was like, It's gonna be a Westlake Nova championship game, and we handled business against the California school. And as soon as the game ended, I'm waiting in the hotel lobby, and I'm already getting texts and calls from people from West Liberty, like, we're West Liberty fans, but we want to see you do good. So all that stuff. So I got a lot of good messages from some West Liberty friends that I know, West Liberty athletes that were showing me love and wishing me good luck. But yeah, it was pretty anxious though, waiting up for the game, just because I knew it was going to be a showdown.
Yeah, that was that's great to hear that people are supporting you and seeing what kind of a great guy you are, and being involved in such a really high-class program with Coach Crutchfield. You had 31 in the championship game, so I think you represented both schools very well, I'm sure, at the behest of the West Liberty fans. But we are talking to Will Yoakum, the co-MVP of the Elite Eight out in Evansville, as his Nova Southeastern Sharks took down West Liberty 111-101 on Saturday. I'm going to throw it to EJ here. You saw EJ on the sideline down there in Evansville. He was calling the games for us up here in the Northern Panhandle and doing a lot of pregame stuff as well. Go ahead, EJ, take it away.
Hey, Will, nice to talk to you again.
Hey, I recognize that voice.
There you go.
That's smooth as silk.
I hear you. But hey, that for the folks that are just listening in, I want them to know what a grind it is to win 3 games. On Tuesday, you got a really tough one. Thursday, you come back, it goes down to the wire, and then you have the national finals. I mean, it's really a grind for guys, especially. Let's talk about Kobe Rogers for a second. Great player on your team. He goes down with an ankle injury against San Bernardino on Thursday. I see him Saturday morning. He's walking around in a walking boot, and he tells me he's good to go. You know what? And he was telling the truth. He has 13 points in the second half, and he's the first one to several loose balls that really helped you guys get over the top. How did Kobe do it? I mean, I saw his ankle go down. I would have been out 2 weeks. How did he bounce back in 2 days?
So Kobe Rogers, that's funny you said that, because my twin brother, he's back in Ohio. I don't think he was able to watch that game, but he was watching it on TV. He wasn't able to attend. He texted me after the game, and he said, Kobe Rogers is the definition of toughness, and I couldn't agree anymore with him, because, it's the loose balls, it's the hustle, it's the rebounds. You think that the other team might have a reach on, but he's jumping up there, bringing them down, and he just does a lot of that for us. And he's a great teammate and two-way player, and I think the sky's the limit for him, honestly. He played well, and I think he rolled his ankle in the game. He was resting it, and there was no doubt in my mind that he was going to play. I didn't think it was going to affect him that much, especially when he came back in. But he's a tough kid. He's a great kid, great worker, hard worker. So, I mean, you want guys like him on your team every night.
Yeah, he certainly did a great job. Hey, Will, I got one more for you, and then I'm going to pass it around the table here. During one of the timeouts, the referees went to the video. One of the best moments for me in the game was you happened to be standing near midcourt. Coach Howlett was a few steps away from you, and I loved that you guys had what seemed like a very cordial conversation, lots of smiles, right in the middle of this hot moment. And I thought it's said volumes about your relationship with Ben and your feelings for West Liberty. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, Coach Howlett's always he's always asking me how my mom and dad are doing. He's always asking me how my family's doing. So that's just what we were talking about right there. Him and I are still close in relationships. He's done a lot for me in the past at West Liberty. He's helped me become the player I am today, and he's helped me grow as a player. And yeah, he was just asking me how my family was doing. And I think he was trying to distract me, so I think I was going to go shoot some free throws before that.
That sounds like Coach Howlett.
He was trying to get in my head a little bit and distract me a little bit before I got subbed in to shoot free throws. But, yeah, he was being super respectful about it and everything. So,
yeah, I thought it just showed class on both of your parts, and I thought it was a wonderful example of sportsmanship and camaraderie. So I'm going to pass it over to Mark right now.
Hey, Will. Okay, take us through. You win on Saturday. You win a national championship. You cut the net down. You get the trophy. You guys probably – did you come home Saturday?
No, we stayed the night.
Okay, so then you come home Sunday, and then tell us take us through what it's been like since you got back to school with interviews with I heard Coach Crutch saying they wanted to try to do something for you, either a parade or in the gym, and Coach Crutch was, he's never gung ho for all that kind of stuff. But yeah. So tell us what it's been like. Like I know you've been bombarded with people wanting to talk to you. I'm sure newspapers, TVs, radios, friends, text. Tell us what it's been like to be a national champ and what it's like to field all those requests.
Yeah, there's a lot of a lot of people showing us love right now. Nova Southeastern is definitely on the map, but honestly, the support from the school itself, the Nova Southeastern school is top notch. They love all athletics, and especially the basketball team right now, obviously. But our women's swim team just won the national championship. I think it was a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, and they deserve the praise just as much as we do. So we had a little banquet with our president, all the donors, with them, with their team. They were holding the trophy with us too, and the support from the school that we've gotten has just been insane. And it just like shows you how much people care about Shark athletics and all sports around here. But we've getting a lot of stuff like that from professional teams. The Heat shouted us out, which is pretty cool. The Florida Panthers are going to have us at a game, which is going to be pretty cool. I've never been to a hockey game before, so
nice.
I know. I lived in Wheeling, West Virginia. I never went to a hockey game. Right?
Yeah, that place they have in Sunrise down there is really nice, nice arena. So you'll enjoy yourself there.
Yeah, that'll be fun. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. But the support we've got from the school has been it's been great.
That's awesome. Hey, Will, it's Jarrett here. It's good to talk to you, man. It's been a while.
My guy,
It's been a while. Hey, I wanted to ask you, this is a huge question that I've been wondering. One, have you found a professor like Craig Crow at Nova, and is there a dirty dog in Fort Lauderdale?
So I'm glad you brought up Craig Crow. All right, so remember he was telling us, you're in every class with me, so he's talking about something, but he's talking about the ladder, the NCAA ladder.
Yeah, Werner.
It's like Werner. Yeah, Werner ladder, okay? So I'm walking up, I'm cutting the net down. Interactions with professors like that on Zoom I have, but not like West Liberty. So that's one thing I kind of miss about West Liberty is the professor interactions I'd have. I had a lot of relationships with some of my professors, most of them actually. So
how about the dirty dog?
Yeah, is there a dirty dog in Fort Lauderdale?
Oh man, not really a dirty dog. I'd have to find one. I'm sure my dad probably knows better than I do, but I need to do some more research. But I haven't found one like that, like the dirty dog.
Hey, nothing will compare to the dog, man.
Right, nothing to compare.
You're gonna have to send a Nova T-shirt signed, and Pete will have to put it up on the wall with the dog.
Yeah, he's gonna. That'd be funny. If that ever makes it to the dirty dog, man, that'd be hilarious.
That might be better than the national championship.
Yeah.
Oh, totally, yeah. Hey, Will, so let's just go back in time a little bit. When you decided to make the venture down to Nova last year and join this program, obviously it couldn't really have worked out any better. Just tell us a little bit about getting to play for Coach Crutchfield and Coach Fee and Coach Smith, just great guys down there. Just give us a little insight on how that whole experience has been, obviously with a great finish on Saturday.
Yeah, it's been a great great ride with them. They brought me in when I was transferring last year. This time around last year, I think I was getting ready to go on my visit, and I kind of knew last year when they reached out to me, I didn't have a ton of schools that were really like pushing like that. And I knew it would be a no-brainer for me to like go to Nova, and I already knew the system pretty well,
right?
And I already knew the way they wanted me to play. So the coaches brought me in, and I want to shout them out because I had some injuries last year. I had 3 knee surgeries in 6 months.
Incredible.
So,
you wouldn't notice that at all. Wouldn't even know that.
Yeah. A lot of coaches kind of I feel like when I transferred, a lot of coaches saw that and maybe thought it was a red flag. But Coach Fee and Coach Crutchfield and Coach Nick Smith, they brought me in. They knew I could still play. They knew I could still go. So, I mean, since then, I got their respect right away because I knew they knew I could still play. But, yeah, it's been fun. They are all, it's all a positive energy with them. They bring in good vibes. I'm excited to go to practice every day.
Yeah.
I mean, they all put a smile on my face just by walking in the door. And it's just every day, we worked hard, but we also worked together. And I feel like, the one thing that I'm going to remember about this team and the coaching staff is not the 36-0, not the national championship, but the way we were, connected off the court and on the court. And as a first-year player, that kind of, that speaks volumes because, you come in as a first-year transfer and, you don't know, I knew what to expect, but I didn't at the same time because Coach Crutchfield never coached me. I had teammates that, older players, Brady Arnold, Dan Monteroso, those guys that all coached or all played under Crutch and spoke very highly of him. So I kind of knew that, my role, if I know, I knew where the writing was on the wall. I kind of knew, this could be a good fit for me down the road. And it was eventually. And then Coach V is a great guy. He brought me in and, instantly, it clicked, the connection we had. And he's always looking out for me, making sure I'm good. Same thing with everyone else on the team. Him and Nick Smith are, I feel like Nick Smith could be a future Coach V in my eyes.
Definitely.
He's on a right path with those guys, and I think things are kind of taking underneath his wing. And I like to joke around with Nick Smith and say, imagine if you had me on your team last year, how far you guys would.
Good stuff, Will. Hey, before EJ's got one more question for you, but I want to get your just where do you go from here? What's next in your life? Just tell us a little bit about your plans.
I'm gonna enjoy my time down here in Florida, rest up a little bit, but I want to ultimately keep playing down the road professionally. So, there's some things I need to figure out with talking with logistics with agents and stuff. But ultimately, I'm gonna enjoy my time down here and finish my master's degree in master's certificate in marketing. Finish that up in the next month or so, and just enjoy it down here.
Yes.
Start working out again.
That's
but
great.
honestly, just keep playing. Yeah, that's my goal.
Great. All right. Well, we wish you all the best with that. What size T-shirt do you wear? We got to get you a Pine Room T-shirt.
I'll take a large. I'll take an XL.
All right, XL it is. And EJ's got one more question before we let you run.
All right, here you go, Will. So I announced the West Liberty game in the semifinals, and then for your game, I got a chance to go up into the seats and get a better view for your semifinal game. I made the mistake of sitting next to Dallas Graziani's dad and his brother. And I'm telling you, as much passion as Dallas plays on the court, I don't think he can hold a candle to his family up there. I mean, I felt like I was in the Bronx or somewhere. I mean, yelling and screaming. And I bumped into these guys in the hotel lobby Saturday before the finals. And I said I said hi to him, and then I said, you know what, guys, I know where I'm not sitting for this game next to you guys. But tell me about Dallas. How much fun was it to play with him?
Oh, I mean, it's. I feel like the way I play, I'm not. I set the record for scoring in one season, and it's honestly not possible without him. The way he gets in the gap, he finds me. It's all the threes I hit, all the majority of the points I scored came off his assist, honestly. So he's a shooting guard's best friend, honestly. He gets in the gaps. He gets every loose ball. He covers so much ground. Like a lot of in that West Liberty game and all those games, he's sprinting from guard to guard, covering so much ground, getting pack taps, getting tips, getting loose balls, and he's knocking down threes too. So I feel like he was scoring well. And that's just like a bonus with him because he's one of those players that he doesn't have to score. He had 24 and 8 against West Liberty. You know, I feel like he's still affected if he has 10 points because he's all just his presence on the court, with only being how tall he is. He's just a monster out there. And you know, I really enjoyed playing Dallas. And I know last year he was hurt. I think he broke his foot. He didn't get a chance to play in Evansville. And I kind of shared a similar experience in COVID year 2020 when West Liberty went to Elite Eight. I tore my meniscus and I couldn't play as well. So I remember sitting on the bench thinking, like, we got to go back here and play and win. And I feel like Dallas probably felt the same way.
Well, that was a good move on your part, Will. This is EJ again, making friends with the point guard, because I watched your regional final before you got to the Elite Eight, and he found you for 26 points in the first half.
Yeah. He's in my ear the whole game. Like, shoot this, come off this screen, come off this handoff. You better shoot it. And if I don't shoot, he's the first one to tell me, Will, why don't you shoot that? Why don't you shoot that? So I love that. I love that energy he has. And yeah, that game just summed it up what I just said, because he's finding me on all those threes.
All right, Will. Well, we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. Now you're a celebrity down there in South Florida. Congratulations to you and your teammates, Coach Crutchfield, Coach Fee, Coach Smith, all the guys down at Nova Southeastern. We appreciate you again taking time to join us here on the Pioneer Podcast on the Watchdog. Have a great afternoon, and we wish you all the best. We'll be keeping an eye on your career going forward.
All right, thank you guys for having me so much. I appreciate it.
Okay,
yes,
Will.
Sir.
See you, Will.
Take care.
All right,
Will.
That was Will Yoakum of the Nova Southeastern Sharks. We're going to take a break here on the Pioneer Podcast on the Watchdog and be right back.
Get tickets for Nailers Fan Appreciation Night, Saturday, April 8th. Celebrating the best fans in the ECHL with thousands of dollars worth of random giveaways like gift cards and prizes. Plus, enjoy a jersey off the back auction. Join Nailers Army for the biggest fan party of the year. Fan Appreciation Night, Saturday, April 8th. Puck drop 710. Call 304-234-GO or go to WhalingNailers.com.
I'm Coach Derek Army, and I want to thank you, the fans. Let's celebrate.
Why? Just think about it. Why is the #1 selling brand of chainsaws not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot? We can give you over 10,000 reasons. That's how many authorized local steel dealers you can find across the country. Visit one and you'll find a range of dependable gas and battery-powered tools, from trimmers to blowers. And you'll find service from experienced professionals. Real steel. Find yours at steelusa.com. Lowe's and Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today. Check out Toyota's wide range of all-wheel and four-wheel drive vehicles, like a sporty Camry or a stylish Corolla, both with great MPGs. Or come in and test drive a new RAV4, Highlander, or Corolla Cross, each with plenty of cargo room, so you can be ready for any adventure. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Hurry, offers end April 4th. Toyota, let's go places.
Now at Menards, save big money on your next project with 11% off everything. Check out our great selection of premium vinyl siding from CertainTeed. Choose from a wide variety of colors to add value and curb appeal to your home. And save big. Get 11% off your entire siding project right now at Menards. Good through April 2nd. Savings are a mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
How much could a cyber attack cost your business? The costs stemming from a cyber attack can vary tremendously, but are extremely significant. Recent studies have shown that the average cost of a data breach to small business can range from $120,000 to $1.2 million. In addition to financial loss, companies also suffer downtime, lost opportunities, and data recovery expenses that can all quickly add up. Could your organization survive a cyber incident? If you are unsure if you are doing enough to protect your data, reputation, and dollars from cyber criminals, contact the team at Omni Strategic Technologies today. Omni has the right tools and support to help keep your business protected. Call 304-242-7600 and schedule your free consultation today, or visit omniperforms.com. Omni Strategic Technologies. the only cybersecurity and advisory firm that the Watchdog trusts.
When deciding where to dine in the Ohio Valley, think first of the Highlands, with a full array of quick service choices from McDonald's, Wendy's, Five Guys, Taco Bell, Jersey Mike's, Jimmy John's, Chick-fil-A, or DeCarlo's Pizza. Or you can dine in at Eden Park, Primanti Brothers, Texas Roadhouse, El Paso, or Quaker Steak and Lube. Whatever your family's in the mood for, you can find it just off I-70 at the top of the hill. The Highlands, dining, shopping, entertainment, and lodging.
Are you or your loved ones facing a serious legal battle? The law office of Paul Harris wants you to know you aren't alone. Do you need someone that's not afraid to go to trial and fight for your rights? Attorney Paul Harris and his team are willing to go where most firms are not. The courtroom. With a successful track record in civil litigation, criminal defense, including tax issues and healthcare fraud, Harris Law Office will fight for their clients by offering the most aggressive representation in and out of court. Call Paul Harris at Harris Law Office for a free consultation. 304-232-5300.
All right, welcome back into the PRP on the Watchdog. MLB opening day underway. 4-1 Atlanta, 3-0 New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox, and the Baltimore Orioles tied at 1 after one inning, and the Cubs and Brewers just getting going. So lots of excitement. We have about 200 straight days of baseball action. Jarrett's excited. Jubb's even more excited. Great interview there with Will Yoakum, great kid, and all those things that he said about his coaches and the program down there at Nova don't surprise us at all. Those are great guys he's involved with. And, you know, if West Liberty was going to lose him, it's nice that they lost him to Nova and a place where he was wanted and taken good care of, and obviously helped that program to a national championship. So best of luck to all the guys down at Nova. Just a great group of people. And we'll be Shark fans up here in the Northern Panhandle for an extended period of time. That's for sure.
Isn't that weird that it's like they beat our local team, but for some reason it doesn't feel like that happened?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't sting as bad, I got to say.
Yeah, it's a good thing. He's such a good dude, and I'm so glad that he remembered about the ladder. It's really funny he remembered
and they
that.
all have fond memories of the Dirty Dog, too.
Yeah.
I think that's so cool.
Yeah, that's my favorite question to ask old West Lib guys. I should have told him I asked Bolin that, too, and he couldn't. He said there's no
we
Dirty Dog.
We got to get a Bolin jersey up in the Dirty Dog.
That's
If
right.
Soup's got a jersey up there, then these guys got to.
Yeah, we might have to get a Bolin
Either
and
that
a
or the Pine
jersey
Room.
here.
Well, we go with the Pine Room with that
Jubb, who we got on the horn?
We got a familiar voice with an idea, he says.
Hello, caller.
Hey, I got an idea. Okay, this is what we're going to do. Okay, you're going to front me up some free Pine Room merchandise, okay, that I'll wear it around the country, but the people that you have, like sponsors and friends of yours, they can finance my trips around the world, and I'll take pictures of the fine. But I had $1 billion idea. I got a 5-gallon bucket, okay, and I'm sitting in Cincinnati, and I have a sign that says, I'm $1,500,000,000 short of buying the Pirates, and people are throwing money in my bucket. I don't need any help from you anymore. Just a little free merchandise I can wear when I'm out soliciting.
What size do you wear, Dan?
I wear an XL. Yep.
Oh, you're a large man.
Graciously, I'll buy the merchandise because it goes to a good cause. It goes to Miller Lite and Bud Light. I know how it is. And those,
it's a wonderful
up
cause.
there in the Pine, yep. Or it goes to stadium seats. One or two. I don't know how it goes. But this radio show that you have, it flows. I mean, you should have a nationally syndicated radio show. You know.
Well, thank you, Dan. That's very kind of you.
I mean, you guys, honestly, this thing, it doesn't seem like it's going, it just goes and goes and goes, and everybody plays off each other. It's wonderful.
Well, thank you. We appreciate your listeners and all the people of Slobovia. So thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon.
And I like because you're an idea man. I like that. You sit around and think of ways to.
You don't realize how much money you can make with a 5-gallon bucket. I'm going to move down here to Perkins. Have a good day, guys.
Thanks, Dan. That's Dan from Slobovia checking in again. Wonderful.
Roy C better up his game because Dan's getting pretty good.
My goodness.
Dan's an idea man. I think he sits around and thinks of ways to just make the world better.
He sure does. Well, I think we're going to go down to Florida where Will Yoakum is and do a little two lies, I think.
Yeah, I think we ought to wrap up the day with it. I think it's a fun time.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
Because I won my last. I got the last one right.
Coach is hot.
All right, reminder, not a real police card. Don't look in the rearview mirror. I guess we're not going to change. Me and Matt, we decided we're going to keep it in there, so
we'll give you the disclaimer.
Yeah, we'll give you the
time.
disclaimer.
You
All
say
right.
don't look in your rearview mirror, don't pull over. They could still look in their rearview
Either
mirror,
or,
right?
yeah. You can just don't pull
Probably
over.
should do
Don't
that.
panic. Don't panic. This is Two Lies and a Florida Guy.
You better buckle your bootstraps and get to running, because you got the law on your tail, boy. We're as South gets, and it's time for Two Lies and a Florida Guy. Yeehaw!
That, of course, indicating what time it is. And today's Two Lies and a Florida Guy, you heard it last week, is sponsored by Frizzy Customs Computers and Electronics. Whether it's your repair, upgrade, or new project, head over to the tech gurus at Frizzy Customs Computer and Electronics. Derek Frizzy and his crew specialize in computer and technical hardware and can repair anything from your phone to your computer to your gaming system. Anything you have, they can fix it. I don't know if they can do everything, but it can be pretty close. But if it's a cracked screen or any other issues, no problem. You can head over to Frizzy Customs Computers and Electronics at 319 Crescent Street, Bel Air, Ohio on weekdays from 9 to 5, or give them a call at 740-671-8814.
Joe, did you mention cracked cell phones?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know anything. But
I might have to go over there with Chad's phone if I don't get it sorted out today.
Yeah, and if just in case you don't know where Crescent Street is, it's take the exit to get out where the Big Reds football field is. It's right a block from that, headed north. So
for any of your hardware and software needs, visit Frizzy Customs
They're
Computer
awesome.
Down
and
Mingo.
Electronics.
Right.
Anyway, it is time now for Two Lies and a Florida Guy. We're going to start off with some. We got some good stories this week. Something I think a lot of people are going to enjoy these stories. But we're going to start off with this one. So, Florida man arrested for practicing karate by kicking swans in the head. A Florida man interested in karate is alleged to have found an elusive and illegal target for his kicks. Bird faces. Last week, the Orlando Sentinel reported that Rocco Joseph Mantella was arrested for practicing karate, in quotes, by kicking swans in the head at a park in downtown Orlando. According to an Orange County, Florida arrest affidavit, Mantella was spotted by a few witnesses around 9:30 a.m. early riser on Thursday, April 26th, kicking a bunch of animals. Someone saw him kick one swan in the head and another in the butt while practicing karate. His kicks were enough to knock one swan down, and a witness said he was kicking, quote, as hard as possible. Mantella was also apparently targeting a small duck enjoying a morning nap. When one witness saw what he was doing, he apparently began laughing at her. Mantella was charged with one count of cruelty to animals, which carries a maximum sentence of 6 months in Florida.
What was his name?
His name was
Joseph
Rocco Joseph Mantella.
Rocco. Okay.
Florida man caught stuck in sewage pipes after attempting heist of a liquor store. On Friday, July 21st, my birthday, a Florida man was arrested and charged with attempted robbery and trespassing after he was caught trying to rob a liquor store by snorkeling through the sewage pipes, according to a Fort Lauderdale arrest affidavit.
Yummy.
According to reports, the man, who had yet to be identified until the event, now known as Rashad Johnson, had hatched a plan to rob a popular liquor store in Fort Lauderdale. Witnesses claim to have seen Johnson staking out the store a week prior before he evidently decided that the best way to carry out the robbery was to enter through the store in the sewage system. On that day of the robbery, Johnson broke into a sewage pipe and began navigating his way toward the liquor store. He made his way through the sewage debris and narrowly avoiding multiple blockages along the way, reports claim. However, his plan was foiled when he failed to fit his way through the final stretch of sewer pipes due to the size of the pipe. And once he was stuck, authorities say it was impossible for him to retreat in the direction he'd come. When the police arrived, they said they found Johnson disoriented and covered in fecal matter, still wearing his snorkeling gear. He was promptly arrested and taken into custody.
What a way
Upon
to go.
questioning, Johnson was revealed his elaborate and bizarre plan to rob the liquor store. However, he failed to realize the numerous hazards involved, including the risk of injury and death due to contaminated
that would have
sewage.
been rough if his snorkel went underneath the water.
I'm not going to say it probably did. Florida man, here in our final story, we've had Lego bricks, but this story, Florida man hospitalized and later arrested after an attempt to smuggle a dozen live venomous frogs from South America in his stomach. In a bizarre and potentially deadly incident, a Florida man was arrested and hospitalized after attempting to smuggle a dozen poisonous frogs from South America inside his stomach. According to reports, the man, who remains unidentified, had swallowed the live frogs before boarding a flight to the United States from Colombia. Upon arrival at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, authorities responded to a man groaning in pain and, quote, crawling his way through security. He was immediately rushed to Broward Health Medical Center and then later into custody for questioning. Upon further investigations, doctors, along with authorities, discovered that the man had swallowed 12 poisonous frogs, 10 of which were still alive upon recovery, of different species. The unidentified man contained the frogs in a large plastic bag, and when the bag became partially unsealed, the frog's natural venom seeped into the man's stomach. It was reported that some of the species were highly venomous and had the potential to cause life-threatening injuries and even death. He underwent emergency surgery to remove the frogs from his stomach. He was declared stable but remains under close observation due to the potential threat of the venom. Upon questioning, the man revealed that he had planned to sell the frogs as pets in the United States, not realizing the fatal consequences of such an act.
So I'm assuming he didn't know they were poisonous when he took them.
Or he did. Maybe he tried to seal them in the
Here's the big
bag.
question, though, I want to know is, inquiring minds want to know, did the frogs survive the surgery or the stomach acid ate them?
10 of which survived.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 10 of the 12 survived.
Okay, not bad. That's pretty good.
So just to run through the list, Florida man hospitalized and later arrested for attempted smuggle of a dozen live venomous frogs from South America in his stomach. Then we have Florida man caught stuck in sewage pipes after attempted heist of a liquor store. And then Florida man arrested for practicing karate by kicking swans in the head.
I'm definitely getting rid of the frogs. I don't think that's possible.
Coach is getting rid of the frogs.
I'm getting rid of that, and you guys know what you're going with?
Well,
I think so.
Go ahead, Jerry.
I'm going with B. I'm going with the
sewage pipes.
I'm going with the dude swimming in the poop.
Okay. All right.
I wanted to go with the swans. Just that one was pretty funny, but I think I'm gonna go with the frogs. I'm gonna go with the guy smuggling the frogs.
Really?
Frogs.
And good, because I'm going with the karate swan guy. Because here's why. This is a sentimental pick. One of Chris's neighbors has these goose statues outside of his house.
Yeah.
And he does karate from time to time out in the yard. So maybe that was him. Maybe
is that after a long day
he
at
went
the
down
club?
to South Florida or where was that one? Orlando or wherever it was.
Yeah,
and
Orlando.
He did some karate. So Mike the Goose Man, shout out to him. Hope he's well. Haven't seen him in a while. He practiced the karate and some martial arts on the geese out in front.
And Chris just texted in, and he also is going to go with B.
All right, and that was the sewage.
That's our first call in.
All right, our first response. All right, here we go. All right, so we had Coach on the sewage, we had Jared on the frogs, and Matt on the swans, and then Chris was also on
the sewage.
The sewage. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was the Swans.
Oh, man.
All right, Mike.
Yes, a Florida man interested in karate is alleged to have found an elusive illegal target for his kicks, bird faces. Yeah, I look at a picture of him. I wish we could put a picture of him up because he's pretty rough looking.
Does that get you 3 victories now, Matt?
No, I think it might just be 2. I think Jarrett's the only one that's has more than 1.
I'm 3 and 3
He
now.
had 3. I'm up to 2 now.
And I'm still in the cellar with 1, and Chris now is at 0.
Yeah, it was. I thought that one was going to be easy because it's so different than the other ones that.
But I could see a guy trying to go through sewage to get to
I can see that
Ravo
one.
liquor store.
Yeah. I thought. Yeah, we actually had a text in. I didn't see it. Noltz also said Swans.
All right,
Nice. Congratulations.
Good
Noel.
job. Was he in before the
Yes. Yeah. This was 2 minutes ago. He said Swans in all caps.
So Noltz is on the board.
He says yes.
Noltz is on. We're going to put a big scoreboard up. We got to get a scoreboard.
Well, we'll get the
Watchdog can hold it.
Yeah, Watchdog can keep score.
Yeah.
Well, that was. Thank you for joining us on this episode, this show's edition of Two Lies and a Florida Guy.
Well done, Joe. All right, so let's talk a little news, a little world news action. We got some problems here. We got the Pope's got a breathing issue. He sounds like General Grievous on Star Wars right now. So they took him into the hospital. This is quite alarming. So Pope Francis hospitalized in Rome after complaining of breathing difficulties. Results showed that the Pope is suffering from a respiratory infection, but they immediately ruled COVID out, so he's safe now.
And they said he rested well last night.
Yes, he rested well. They wanted him to be able to say Mass on the weekend, but I don't think that's going to be possible. He was set to do Mass for Palm Sunday this weekend in Vatican City, and he had just recently returned from a trip to the Democratic Republic of Congo. That might have been where he picked up that virus, because that's not the most inhabited area of the world. But shout out to the Pope. Hope he's doing well. Hope we don't have to go through another one of those Pope elections where they burn the different color smoke to let us know who's winning or whatever.
Yeah.
They say, well, I say he's improving. This morning, it's reported that he is improving, and he also sent a tweet out.
Oh,
he
that's
tweeted.
huge.
He said, "I am touched by the many messages received in these hours, and I express my gratitude for the closeness and prayer."
How old is it?
86.
I was going to say mid-80s.
86.
That's a lifetime appointment, and
So-
the guy before him actually stepped aside due to health reasons.
When he's
Pope Benedict.
when he's up there talking, you just
Grievous. Oh,
that's perfect. Yeah, I hope Palm Sunday Mass doesn't sound like that.
Pope Grievous.
Yeah. Pope Grievous the First. Chris is a big fan of Pope, so we hope he gets better. All right, what do we got next here? Jarrett, you want to read this next one? You got
yeah. Here
flip that over. I think it's on the other side.
Here I had it on my
you go.
laptop here too. This was really interesting when I found this. It really stood out to me. So the remains of a man who drowned in 1974 were found in Lake Mead. Authorities say skeletal remains found in Lake Mead have been identified as a 1974 drowning victim. His name was Donald P. Smith of Vegas. He was 39 when he was reported missing in the Colorado River reservoir behind the Hoover Dam.
did they say how they discovered the bones?
No. The reason that they're discovering these, and the Clark County coroner said the DNA was to confirm it was Mr. Smith. But Job, what happens is they're going through a really heavy drought, and as Lake Mead, as the water levels just continue to shrink, more bodies are popping up. They found 6 bodies already this year. And I don't know if you guys ever watched CSI, the original from Vegas. They had a body on the shore of Lake Mead like every day on the show, it seemed like. So
wow.
That's very common. So as the water recedes, people who had, suspicious deaths, or in this case, this guy sounded like maybe he was rafting or doing something in the Colorado River and got thrown out, or something happened to him. Oh, he was out boating or whatever. They didn't really say, but
hey, well, since Zach Nolte is listening to us, what's the over/under on bodies that'll be found in Shank Lake if that
if we go through a drought? I don't know. That could be. There could be several there. I think that's a great mob hotspot.
Like elephant bones.
The Gambino crime family used to bury him there, I think.
What do they take him out in those little paddle boats that you do?
The kick, like the pedal boats.
Those catfish will eat them.
I know those
catfish. Yeah. All right. Speaking of crazy things that are happening on airplanes, we've talked about that in the past.
This is a crazy.
A man kicked off a flight for being fat-phobic and rude. An unidentified man was kicked off an international flight after being accused of being fat-phobic and rude toward an obese man who was taking up the majority of his seat. When the traveler asked the flight attendant for assistance, the attendant stated that the man paid for the seat and the flight was full, so he had no other options, which is crazy. The man stated, "I'm paying full price for a lack of discipline of another person and a poor airline booking system." The temporary ban on the traveler was removed less than an hour after he was removed from the flight. This one bothers me, guys. How do you guys feel about traveling? It's not fun to sit by people like that.
Especially if it's in like economy where the normal people are flying, you're paying for a whole seat, and like even me and Jarrett struggle to fight over the armrest sometimes.
Yes.
So I mean, if you're paying for a full seat and you're getting 3/4 of that seat, and a quarter of it's getting smushed away from you, then I think I'd be upset too.
I think large people, and they should be able to travel, but I think there should be a weight limit. You should have to buy an extra seat. I really do think they need to enforce that because it's not fair.
Yeah, because I think I read this yesterday and I can't find it again. I believe the guy said that he didn't get on the plane to pay for a guy's rolls.
Yeah, he did. That was one of his quotes in there.
Yeah,
I did see
he didn't want to pay for his rolls because he didn't have a seat.
I didn't know there was a such thing as fat phobic.
Oh,
Did you guys know that?
I mean, there's a phobic of everything.
That's the first time I ever heard that term.
But I thought it'd be
you
a
could
different
be
name.
like gray hair phobic. You could be.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't.
I don't
think
really
it
know
would
if
be
it's
literally
a phobia that he had. I think it was more of a frustration that his seat was infringed on. And if you're flying internationally, that's going to be a decently long flight, depending on where he was, because he didn't get a whole lot of details about what airline it was or where the flight was going or whatever. But yeah, flying just sucks right now.
Yeah,
anyway.
and I mean, have you ever been on a flight and you start to get uncomfortable and you know that there's at least another hour left and
miserable.
It's horrible. If you you guys have taken some long flights. Flying to Hawaii, man, you start climbing the walls after about 4 or 5 hours. It's
What's that flight?
Well, from Los Angeles. Well, I think I want to say it was from Chicago, so it was like 10.
Oh man,
yeah, on the way back when not as bad.
Where'd you go?
To Hawaii.
Oh, Hawaii.
You get over that water and that's it. And there's nothing to do. You're like, man, I can't sleep.
You're not looking
just
down
climbing
at
the
anything.
walls, and you got it's one of those giant planes where you got rows of people, rows in the center and rows on the other side. So yeah.
What do you? All right, two situations. You got a hoodie and sweatpants on, and the plane's hot. Or you got shorts and a T-shirt on, and the plane is freezing cold.
Shorts and tee.
Yeah, probably shorts and tee, because with the well, I guess you can't take it off. You can't take your hoodie off.
Oh, I mean, you don't have anything on.
shirt.
I mean, you
You're
just have it.
I'd be
just for this scenario,
naked.
you're shirtless.
Probably cold.
Then they would probably remove you from the flight if you took your shirt off.
Can you ask for a blanket? Is that
Yeah,
a thing?
I don't know if they probably got bed bugs. So
Yeah,
but
they're made out of like carpet.
Ask Becky,
Joe would
Boo,
want
she's
an
the best.
electric blanket.
Yeah, right.
Could you plug an electric blanket in for me?
Yeah.
Start
All right.
smoking.
So we go from things that are happening up in the sky. We got this. This is an interesting.
I
one too.
I just heard that coming in.
Yeah,
I just
go ahead,
heard
Coach.
about
You want
that.
to read this one? Go ahead.
Russia detains a Wall Street Journal reporter for spying. I did hear that. And people were really upset about this. Russian FSB officials detained Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich on Thursday on suspicion of espionage. Gershkovich, who is American, has been accused of gathering classified information about a secret state military factory. The U.S. Embassy in Moscow is yet to respond regarding the matter, and Gershkovich is currently being held at Lefortovo prison in Moscow as he awaits trial.
Scary.
That's unbelievable.
This guy's
Very
in big
scary.
trouble.
Oh, he's done.
He is in
But
big
then again,
trouble.
they released Brittany Griner, so maybe he's
Yeah,
got
but
a
do you
shot.
think
no?
the
She
president
wasn't
ever-
stealing state secrets, but. If you're going to be a reporter and you're going to those kinds of lands, you better abide by
That's
the
what
rules.
I said.
And hopefully, he was doing his, things that would be legal in the reporting capacity. But if he wasn't, he's in big trouble.
Yeah,
big trouble.
I think we talked about spies a couple shows back. We were talking about the spies because the Chinese spy balloons and stuff like that. But I think those guys are. I mean, you think about like we were just saying. You think about the trouble that he could be in, especially with the Russians in the state of the world right now, in the state of them. I'd be surprised.
Who knows? Maybe he breaks an incredible story that saves lives in the world.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's going to get killed for it, sadly. But yeah.
Nobody's seeing him again.
No, I would say his chances of getting a fair trial are about zero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this next kid, I saw him on the news this morning.
Did you see the size of this young man?
He's massive.
Incredible. Job, you want to read this one?
Yeah, I'll take it. We got a couple minutes left. 6'10", Michigan. Is that a freshman?
Yeah, high school freshman.
freshman.
Gets size 23 shoe from Under Armour. Now, I'm assuming that had to be custom made. I don't think they sell that at the local Foot Locker.
And it's going to take like 3 or 4 weeks to make it.
Can you? Well, then I'll bring up my other point. But Eric Kilburn Jr., or Big E as they call him, is a freshman at Goodrich High School in Michigan. Kilburn's just 14 years old and is 6 feet 10 inches tall. Under Armour came to his school and outfitted him in customized UA cleats for his football season, Under Armour cleats. Big E was forced to wear size 22 basketball shoes while playing football. The same model was 7'6" NBA player Taco Fall. Kilburn also wears a customized Shoot F7 helmet.
Yeah, Joe, you thought you had a large head.
I mean, good Lord.
He's got a globe.
He's big, pretty well-spoken kid, too. I saw him. I saw him on the news. Pretty well-spoken.
This is cool. I'm glad Under Armour did that. That's nice to see.
Yeah, I wonder if he's a good player, man. If he has,
if he has any athleticism at all. Gee, those pictures of him with the other football players,
it was unbelievable.
Hilarious. They were like hanging off of him like little gnats.
They said every shoe. He said every shoe he wore either gave him ingrown toenails, blisters, feet bleeding, something.
Having to play football when you need cleats, or Jarrett, you're a baseball, and having to run in basketball shoes out on the turf. Because they couldn't fit him. His
He's
foot couldn't
massive.
Fit. So
Yeah,
anyway,
he is a large
best of luck
boy.
to Eric Kilburn.
Eric,
good
we'll
stuff.
be following him.
Yeah, hey, real quick before we sign off, how about this body found in Wheeling? What did you guys think about that?
I didn't even see this.
In a house they were
Yeah, they
tearing
were going
down.
to tear it down.
They actually walked through it and didn't find it, and then when they started tearing it down, they found it in the basement, I believe. Wasn't it a basement?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think any details have come out.
Yeah, no details yet. And then we were going to talk more about it, but the Board of Education in Ohio County looks like they're going to come into some cash with the increasing property value. We got a house getting knocked down. They're finding dead bodies, but house property values are going up. So the county's
Dr.
going to
Miller
benefit.
and Rick Jones, two good friends of the Pine Room podcast. We wish them the best of luck.
Maybe get $6 million.
They're doing awesome things.
They are. Extra levy dollars. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll talk more
Good
about
for
that
them.
eventually. Sorry we're running out of time. It was a great show again. Thanks to EJ. Thanks to Will Yoakum. Thanks to Jarrett Jubb and Coach for holding it down for me. We'll be back here on Monday in the Pine Room on the Watchdog. Until then, have a great weekend. Enjoy the Final Four. Enjoy baseball. Go Bucks. Good luck, Chris. Safe travels out there. Have a good one, everybody.
Guess it's stress. It's making me feel so depressed. Most my life I felt so tired, but every now and then when I try, I say, keep it up and go on. You're only holding out for what you want.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX.